Nielsen Ratings 2026, where we talk film and TV with oldies in the mix. We chat all things actors from Mel Gibson to Ice Cube, cause at the Outcast Creative we got the coolest panel on YouTube. Every Tuesday evening we start at 9 UK time. We cover all the genres from sci-fi to true crime. Our super cool panel rates the latest releases along with all the cool films like The Wild Geese, The Maker Lance is leading the way, along with Lord Toxic, who is possibly gay. Artist Rebel Rose will be holding court, while Lance's cousin Anna will be updating her latest archaeological report. Enzo still showing Oz crack while eating Mexican food. Love and bastard, he will never be rude. With Inside Man and Blue, call a loser down rhymes a party while Trita Coel commands an army of hairy spiders. Occasional special guests like Retro and Drinker popping in the door. We're an open channel, you all know the score. All other YouTubers are welcome here, so don't be afraid to pull on our ear. Hail the chat, we love you chiming in. You never know what day you might be asked to jump in. Only all you Nielsen rated. Welcome to the Nielsen Ratings 2026, where we talk film and TV with oldies in the mix. We chat all things actors from Mel Gibson to Ice Cube. There's up at Check You, the forgotten cool found on YouTube. Every Tuesday evening we start at 9 UK time. We cover all the genres from sci-fi to true crime. Our super cool panel rates the latest releases along with older cool films like The Wild Geese.
Hello, welcome to the Nielsen Ratings 106. My God, we've done 106 episodes of this. Hard to believe. This is our weekly show where, along with a panel of guests, most of whom are other YouTubers, not all, but most of whom, we talk about the latest releases on Netflix, Amazon, Disney, those kinds of things. And we try and recommend shows for you to watch. Occasionally, of course, we review stuff that we don't like, that we thought was going to be good. But, you know, it can't always be the case. Also, we're going to talk tonight a bit about the BAFTAs, who won what, and, if there are films and shows that got nominated or won awards that we haven't seen yet that maybe we should be checking out. And, you know, I'm going to say I'm not a massive fan of award shows. I think I have to say I think that they're becoming less and less relevant and predominantly seem to exist to put the price tag up of certain things, but they do give some films a boost sometimes. You know, I used to work at the cinema, and of course, if a film did well at the Oscars or did well at the BAFTAs, we would frequently see it re-released, and then people would come and see it because it got a bit of publicity. People, of course, don't watch the award shows as much as they used to. Viewing figures on both the Oscars and the BAFTAs are way, way down from what they were a few years ago. Bring back Ricky Gervais to present them both is what I say. But anyway, we'll get into all of that a bit later. Let me bring on my panelists. I seem to be missing my regular co-host, Enzo Stupenzolicious, at the moment. I hope he'll be coming on. But substituting him from the bottom bunk is Lord Toxic. How are you, sir?
Hey. How are you?
Good to hear you all the way from the United States of America.
Yes.
How are things there?
Cold. It's got cold again for some weirdo reason. I don't like it. It's been like cold and miserable. It keeps playing merry havoc with my allergies and yeah.
That's great because it's supposed to be baking hot in the UK.
Is it? But it's cold instead, or it is baking hot?
No. It was a beautiful day today, and it's supposed to be even warmer, 16 degrees tomorrow. So,
well, we have an expression here: if you don't like the weather in Kansas, wait 15 minutes.
So. Okay, and then you get a tornado. Yeah. Enzo's here.
Hello.
Look at that sun. There is sun in Texas at the present.
We're kind of famous for it.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's good. I might have to leave early, but I'm doing good. Watching cool
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Any particular reason why you've got to go early?
Yeah, I got to go hang out with a neighbor.
Okay. All right. I'll accept that as a valid excuse this time only. Next, a man who's got a shedded, hairy spider skin ready to show us on camera. Critical.
Spider facts for everybody.
Let's go for it. Let's go for an extreme close-up. Can we see the offending article, please?
Certainly can. There it is. It's very fragile. So there is the molt of a. Well, she's not quite fully grown yet. The Camphiscuria geniculata, which is a Brazilian black and white. They're a great spider. Good for beginners. I don't know if you can see, but there's the abdomen, so you can see there. And you can see the spermatheca, and on top of that, you've also got switch it around. It is very fragile. I normally end up giving these to my neighbours so their kids can take them to school.
Oh my
you can
god!
see the fangs.
I would shit my pants if I found one of those under my bed, man.
More than one of these has been used for a practical joke. That's for sure.
Hey, just gonna give a shout out to Cassius Flemyng from Lord of the Flies, who's in the chat, and we all talked about Lord of the Flies the other week.
Congratulations,
my cousin Anna Nielsen. Yeah, Cass, on behalf of all of the panel, to you and your brother Noah, we both thought you did we all thought you did a superb job on that show, mate. What a stunning acting debut. And we know you're gonna have a great career ahead of you. Not to mention the fact that this kid owns the copyright to all my scripts and books. You know that? It's nuts, isn't it? That's nuts. He co-owns the copyright with his brother and his dad to all my work. So look at that. Love the channel. And I think he's using his mum's account because that says Ellie. I mean, big love to Ellie as well. We love Ellie. What a wonderful woman she is. Yeah, the Flemyng family. Were you not here?
I wasn't here when you guys were talking about Lord of the Flies. No, but I heard that a lot of people didn't like it because of the No, I saw a little bit of it, but a lot of people don't like the lens blur that's going on. Like, a lot of people said it was like bothering them and they turned it off. Because
I don't know. I thought the artistic choices in it were.
I thought it looked neat.
Very Terrence Malick. Very Terrence Malick. It's supposed to be really creepy and it's supposed to be a strange show. The biggest criticism I heard was like sort of middle-class English people that hadn't read or heard of the book before were going, "Oh, this is really horrible for a Sunday night BBC. We shouldn't have this sort of thing." It's like it's an adaptation of Lord of the Flies, one of the most disturbing books ever written. Of course, it's supposed to be disturbing. I mean, that was just such a stupid criticism. Do you know what I mean? Absolute nonsense.
Are there that many people not forced to read it in school who don't know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I had to read it at school.
Yeah,
I had to read it.
That in 1984 when my books had to read at school.
My English teacher, Mr. Honey, who was deadly with a bald rubber, right? This was at a private school that I went to before my parents became broke and I had to go to a state school. But before that happened, I got to go to a private school for about 4 years. And one of the teachers was called Mr. Honey. And he would read from Lord of the Flies. And if anyone talked while he was reading, and he was quite captivating. So to be fair, most of the time the class was quite quiet. He took the bald rubber and he was like, "Pudum," and he would throw it across the room, and he was really accurate with it. And he hit a kid called Rajan Darji, who I don't think was the intended target, and split his head open with it. And an ambulance had to be called, and then he was called up in front of the head of the school. The parents came, the police came. after that, he did not throw the board rubber around anymore.
You went to a Lord of the Flies school. Good heavens.
I did go to a Lord of the Flies.
In first
school.
grade, I had a teacher named Miss Mahoney, which was spelled Mahoney, and she was very adamant. It's Miss Mahoney. It's not spelled honey, but it doesn't sound like that. But she was so evil. She was literally like assault. She would assault kids and fight with them, and horrifying. But she'd meet your parents and she'd be like, "Oh, hi, how's it going? Oh, we just love Enzo. He's so nice." And you'd be like, "Miss Mahoney's the worst. She's the devil." And they're like, "What? That nice old lady?" But she apparently did get fired for like throwing a kid in a closet, locking him in a little closet all day or something. I don't know. She like grabbed me out of the chair and like, hit me on the back of the head one time because I was chewing gum. It was crazy.
Character building.
You were doing more than that. You deserved it, almost surely.
It was first day of school, first day of first grade, and I'm chewing gum, and she assaults me. That was a great way to start.
Good for her. I need her address. I'm going to send her a thank you card immediately.
She was funny.
Let me say hello to a few other people in the chat. We've got several regulars here. Snorter Poopus is here. Keith E, of course, is here. Great to see you. Aaron is here. My cinema buddy. Critical, I'm pretty sure we've heard of him. Jack, I think Jack SG22 has been in the chat before, I seem to recall. Anna, of course, holding court there. David Macy is here. Good to see you, mate. And we've got Toxic in there. And, of course, Cassius Nerdly UK, who's also got a channel, is here. Great to see you back, mate. Look at that. Thanks so much, Uncle Lance. Love that. Thank you, guys. You're so lovely to me. Look, and Cassius has said thanks to Anna as well. Appreciates that. Left Eye Ego, another YouTuber, is in the chat as well. Great to see you, mate. Let me know when you've got time to come back on, mate. It'd be great to have you back on. If you want to pop on tonight, you'd be welcome because we've probably got room for one more. Cosmic Holder, what's with the weird picture? Well, the weird picture is one of the films we're going to be discussing tonight. So the Avatar every week. Yeah,
weird picture, weird film.
Weird picture, weird film, indeed. Sam,
I liked it a lot.
Sam Rockwell. Well, before we discuss our films and TV shows, old and new, we're going to talk about the BAFTAs briefly. We're not going to spend too much time on it.
Are we going to talk about Tourette's guy or something else?
Well, I mean, we can mention that as well, but
no. Okay.
I just want to talk about the winners first of all. So, best visual effects, Avatar: Fire and Ash won that. I mean, I think out of the ones on offer, I think that's also what I would have voted for. F1 maybe.
Fair enough.
But I think that's good. Best supporting actress, Wumi Masaku won it. I'm a massive fan of her. She's done some really, really great British television dramas, including the true story of the murder of Damilola Taylor, which was a heartbreaking story, and she played his mum. I think that was the film that first brought her to my attention. I've also been at the theatre when she's been in the audience, and I really wanted to say hello to her and all the rest of it, but a few other people went up, and I thought, oh no, I don't want to pester her. But she's a fantastic actress, and I would have put her as an underdog on that. So I'm always glad when the underdog wins. Best supporting actor, Sean Penn. Any thoughts on that from the Americans on the panel?
He did great. I thought he was one of the best parts of the movie, but I kind of, I do like Benicio a lot in that one too.
Isn't it weird to have two nominations from one movie? That's a bit. I didn't know.
Well, it's pretty crazy when there are a few movies where the whole cast gets nominated, basically. Yeah. Especially back in the old days, it used to happen a lot.
A lot of people got nominated on Boogie Nights, didn't they? Because Burt Reynolds
did
best supporting actor on that, but I think some other people on that got nominated.
Julianne Moore, maybe.
Yeah.
But there was what's it? All About Eve, I think, or what? There was one movie. There's a few movies where the whole cast gets nominated. You got multiple actors for the same, vying for the same categories.
Yeah.
Competition wise, basically. I don't know.
I haven't seen Hamnet. I haven't seen Sentimental Value. Has anyone seen Sentimental Value?
I saw the first half of it, and I kind of want to pick it up, but it was a little boring.
Okay.
But it looked cool. It had some good direction. It's just one of those movies that kind of meanders. It's like mumblecore. It's kind of mumblecore-ish. I don't know.
Okay. And then best children and families film. Boom. I've not heard of this movie. Has anyone seen it?
Not
No.
heard of that one.
Animation. I guess it's not out yet, or if it is out, I've just not seen it. Best production design.
Is that a mistake
Frankenstein.
there in the article? They say Zootropolis 2, and I'm pretty sure the movie is called Zootopia 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, Zootopia
I did-
2.
I
did
think
watch
it's got two
Arco.
different. No, actually, no. I think it is Zootropolis in the UK. You know, so being
Is
the
it?
UK, it's probably used the UK
Does it
name.
have a different release? Oh, weird.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah,
Let me-
I did
let
watch.
me-
I did watch Arco, and I do want to talk about that today.
Huh.
Okay, well, we will.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It is Zootropolis 2 in the UK. Says what
Weird.
little I know.
Wow, that is.
No, it
that-
just shows how little regard we care for the UK, Anna. That's what it means. All right.
Yeah.
We're
I mean-
America. We won the hockey game. We rule the world.
Listen. I saw that movie, Zootopia, Zootropolis, whatever. It was fucking rubbish. So
I thought it was better than most of the animated
liked it.
CG crap.
no,
come on.
no. I
man.
mean, I liked what it's had to say
Terrible
as well. The idea between predator and prey, and the ostracization of an entire part of the society. Not particularly subtle, but done it in a fun way that kids can get on board with. I thought it was all right.
I would like to talk about Arco actually because it's Alfonso Cuarón who did Gravity. Has he endorsed it somehow, or I think he got?
I wouldn't be
he got it-
surprised. It's one of those French movies that was dubbed the dub H. But it's like one of these French animated movies, kind of like how I talked about Mars Express last year. It was very good. It was trippy, but it's one of those movies that's got like 30 production companies in front of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Alfonso Cuarón was involved in it somehow. But I
think
liked it a lot.
I think he's endorsed it. He's doing it. Like
I endorse it. I thought it was
There
really
you
cool.
go. There you go. This
It was a
is
fun movie. Turn that down. Oh shit. I liked it a lot. It's got a great. I don't know. There's a slew of these French animes coming out, and it's very similar and very dissimilar from Have Fun, Good Luck, Don't Die. It's another movie about, I guess, time traveling, and this is little boy he lives in the future, like the year 3000 or some shit, and everybody lives in these giant these huge, I don't know, towering self-sustaining little ecosystems on these big platforms in the sky, and his family, they all go down to the surface and I assume gather things, and they have like the power of flight and time travel and stuff. And little Arco's not old enough to go, but he steals his sister's little uniform gadget that helps you fly, and he goes to the year like 2080. And it's crazy because like everybody's in the future and everyone's living like pretty blissfully, everyone's happy and content and just kind of living, but clearly there's like problems with the environment. There's like everyone's houses go in these little bubbles during these like superstorms that happen. And I don't know, it's a very environmentalist movie. I was afraid it was going to be like very, LGBT messaging, but it really doesn't do that. The little kid keeps wearing he has to wear the little girl's clothes at first, which I thought was a little weird, but they don't really do anything with that. So, but it's cool because it has this really neat Terminator twist. And it's got this great, I don't know. I watched the dub version. It's got Natalie Portman and Will Ferrell and Andy Samberg and a bunch of people.
right.
But it was a cute short little movie. Basically, the whole movie is the kid's got to get back to his time, to his world. And, the little girl, she lives in this world there. She's kind of afraid of the future. She wants things to get better. It's, it's subtle messaging. It wasn't over the head, bashy on the head with it kind of stuff. But like I said, it's got this great kind of twist. It kind of redeems itself at the end. It's very kind of passive, kind of very chill movie. You could probably fall asleep to this movie kind of thing, But I enjoyed it. It was way less hectic and what's the word I'm looking for? Way less absurdist than Have Fun, Good Luck, Don't Die.
We'll talk about that film later. I have to say, I'm really up for this one. Now
It was good.
I've seen the trailer and I love this style of animation. I
do think K-pop Demon Hunters is going to beat it for best animated feature because this was like I think the big competition for it. Maybe.
Well, this one got beaten by Boon, whatever Boon is.
Well, what's interesting is you're talking about best children or family film, which I assume includes live action movies, right?
These all appear to be animated.
Lilo and Stitch isn't animated, is it? It's
isn't it? No. Okay. So.
Oh, right. Right.
So,
but yeah, I thought it was very decent. Thought it was a good 7.5. Like I said, Mars Express I thought was way cooler. But this one, you could show to the kids and stuff. It was less intense.
Okay, so Boon, which won, is actually a live action children family movie. Here's the. I guess this maybe it's named after the name of the kid or something. I've never even heard of this movie. Big hit at the Toronto Film Festival, by the looks of things. I'm guessing that's the key creative team. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I'm interested in seeing it just from that picture actually, because it just looks different. It looks interesting. So we'll see. We'll have to track that down and report back on it another time. And Cass, we would love to get to 50,000 subscribers. So get all your kids on the case for me at your school. That'd be helpful. So all right, let's get back to the BAFTAs list. I mean, Frankenstein for best production design. I think everybody agreed that was well earned.
Mm-hmm.
Best makeup and hair, Frankenstein again. I can't
as it should
disagree.
be. That it deserved it for that.
Yeah, can't disagree.
There's a lot I
with
could
that.
say about the hair and makeup in that film, which was really good.
Remember when Wicked 1 was nominated for 10 Oscars and this new one was nominated for like 2 and lost them both, or 0 Oscars, right?
Yeah, are the Oscar nominations out? Are they out as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
the Oscars are next month, aren't they? It's March, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really keeping tabs on the Oscars, I'll be honest, although I guess we'll probably talk about them when.
You know what I did hear about BAFTAs that was interesting was Marty Supreme was the biggest loss in a while, where they had 11 nominations and not a single BAFTA award, which is crazy.
I haven't seen that movie yet. It looks all right.
It was decent. It wasn't I love the soundtrack.
We talked about it. There's the documentaries here. The only one of these documentaries I've seen is Cover Up, which is currently on Netflix. I think The Perfect Neighbor, is that the one about the neighbor woman that calls the police on the kids leaving the bike on the lawn, and as a result, like somebody gets shot, or she gets a gun and she shoots a neighbor or something? Is that documentary? Do people know the one?
They don't sound perfect. Unless they're a perfect.
No, well, I think the irony is in. I think the irony is in the title there. But I haven't seen Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Has anyone on the panel seen that? No?
Not even heard of it.
We won't have seen the shorts, so we'll skip past those. Although congratulations to the winner there. And I haven't seen the short animations. Best original screenplay. So Sinners got that. I mean, I really liked Sinners. I thought it was good. I thought it was original. I've seen The Secret Agent, and I've seen I Swear. I would have been more than happy if I Swear won, but Sinners was very original, so I think that's.
But it rips off From Dusk Till Dawn. Like,
it's pretty.
Yeah, but it puts an original spin on it. I mean, a lot of films are inspired by other movies. I think it's.
I liked what Sinners did. I just thought it was overhyped. Everybody was
how good was I Swear though?
I Swear was great.
Awesome.
Yeah. I Swear was great.
It seems to be getting more attention the wrong way now, because about a guy who's got real bad Tourette's, he can't control.
It was all a publicity stunt on purpose, so we could talk about the BAFTAs and the movie. That's exactly what it was.
Let's come on to that. Let's come on to that in a minute. I want to go through the rest of these.
Anna, let me have this, please.
Outstanding debut by a British writer, director, or producer. My Father's Shadow Akinola Davis, director, and Wale Davis, writer. Haven't seen it. Does anybody know? Has anyone seen that? Anyone?
No.
No,
No, the only one of those I've heard of is Waste Man, but I've not seen it yet.
Okay. It's great that
That's
they've
the
got a
prison
category for best casting as well, because casting directors' jobs are very difficult. And I think also putting that actor in the lead role in I Swear, who was a relative unknown at the time. He had done, sadly, Rings of Power. Yeah,
That should disqualify him from anything ever.
No, I actually remember when
he was one of the better parts
he
of
was.
that show.
I remember
So-
saying I liked him as an actor when we were talking about Rings of Power. I said there's some good actors in here. It's just absolutely atrocious dialogue. And he was one of the Anna's right. He was one of the better actors.
Yeah, he's a local lad as well. He's from Hull. He's from Hull as well. So
Exactly, which automatically makes him great, as Northern will tell you.
Yes.
Best editing, can't argue with that. Although F1, I think maybe should have topped that, perhaps. What do you think?
Not as good as my last review video. I mean, the editing I put into of looking through all the clips of people just having their mental breakdowns.
You're not nominated for best editor for.
No, here's
You should have nominated me.
How good your editing is.
You
I think
even
that
said
car
in your
chase-
video, poorly edited by me, and it was pretty good editing.
When we do the YouTube awards, if you're up for best editor, we can discuss that then.
Now, see, the car-
You're the
car
best
chase-
editor I have, Northern. You're my favorite editor.
Yeah.
Maybe
Thank
your
you.
Terminator
Car chase-
2
the car
screen will
chase
go
at
up
the
for
end of,
most versions.
Yeah, but the car chase at the end of one battle,
is very good.
it was it's best cinematography, best editing, because it's like there's nothing like it. F1 was cool, but like we're doing this thing. I think Interstellar made it popular, and I like it, but we're starting to see a lot of angles where the camera is fixed, like on the ship. We don't ever see the ship like do the cool grand flyby anymore because that's a trope. So now what we see is the camera mounted on the ship, and same thing with Top Gun, and we're now seeing a lot of camera angles where it's mounted on the vehicle itself,
Right.
and it's cool. But it's just like we've been seeing it a lot lately.
I think
Whereas that
more.
one battle
I
after
push
another
back
thing.
a little bit and say Top Gun did both. Maverick, you mean? You mean Maverick, right?
Yeah.
I think they did both, though. I know
They
exactly
did.
what you're talking about.
But
'cause
we're
they don't-
seeing a lot of those shots in these chase sequences now.
facts.
Is the
Facts.
camera?
Yeah, but I like it though. 'Cause you
I
really
like
get
that
to
angle.
see
Yeah, no, I like it too. It looks cool.
The danger.
I don't like it.
And like I said, Interstellar is the one I think that made it like they made it an effort to where we're not going to have any shots of the ship like exterior. All the shots of the ship are going to be.
So overrated.
They had
It
one
was.
big flyby shot of it, but it was very far away to show how tiny the ship was in the vastness of space.
Right.
And you had like a planet or a sun behind it or something. But yeah,
Yeah, the
didn't have
cinematography in Interstellar was similar to something like Gravity, where it's focusing on the the
And
exterior and the atmosphere or lack of atmosphere, as it were, around you rather
Yeah.
than the actual ship itself.
And also, as far as cinematography, one battle was using what was it, that old 70s style camera, 70s style lenses and stuff. It gave it this really.
I'm not the biggest fan of one battle after another, but I will tell you this: any movie that can pull a reaction out of me, good, bad, or indifferent, that is not common when I've seen it all and done it all and stuff like that. So like watching that final scene, and anyone who's seen it knows what I'm talking about. Like giving me like almost vertigo. Like if you can pull that kind of reaction out of me, that's pretty fucking impressive.
Best sound, F1 was the winner. I would have been very happy if Warfare had got that, because the sound in that film
Warfare should have won.
was phenomenal. I mean, the sound in F1 was very good, but in Warfare, that was one thing that film really perfected. Was
not only with the explosions, which everybody can, but like the thing they got right in Warfare was the metallic clunking of stuff, the shells hitting the ground, and most importantly, the whoop of gunfire, as opposed to the paka. Like when you hear that little whipping sound, that means that it's close and it's gone by you and stuff. And they did that to really good effect. In that movie. That's a hard watch, actually.
Made it feel very, very real. Not that I've ever been under fire, but yeah, it made it feel very,
I was
very
going to say,
realistic. I thought.
Toxic, you have a particular experience with that.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to shoot Toxic all the time.
We have a veteran. We have a veteran
Occupational experience.
Been under fire in real time.
But
Whereas,
I feel that's one of the first things everyone says about that film is like, I know it's difficult, but you should try to see Warfare in theaters when it was in theaters, and then once it's no longer in theaters, everyone's saying try to get it on the best sound system you possibly can.
I think
said
that
The
might have
best
been the
sound
last film I
system
saw at the
is
cinema.
the best sound system is like a big pair of like bassy over the ear headphones. I swear. But also the problem with movie theaters, nobody wants to talk about this, but the big problem with movie theaters is most of the screens are too dark and too blurry. And they literally can't compete with TVs anymore, which sucks, because the problem with the theaters is these motherfuckers are supposed to be like constantly recalibrating and updating and checking things, and speakers get blown, and it really sucks nowadays how like, because there's also all the movie theaters are struggling, so they can't make repairs and stuff. But there's so many times where you go into the creators of these films go into a movie theater and they're shocked at how dark it is. Like, why is this screen so dark?
I couldn't see shit. And when Nosferatu came out, I'm like, I enjoyed the movie, but until I watched it on my friend's plasma and he was able to like adjust the lighting on it and do all that magic you can do at home, I was like, oh wow, I didn't even.
Well, the thing is, it's just a hard drive these days, isn't it? It's just digital. You don't have an actual projector back
the projector
there
bulbs
doing
are
all
what
the
need to be
fine tuning
replaced.
and engineering the film. That doesn't happen. You're playing a digital
And
file, and that's it.
the theater environment often isn't super well controlled. Last week or 2 weeks ago, when I went to go see Iron Lung, which is a really dark film, there's a window in the theater door that they don't cover, and so bottom right corner of the screen was actually washed out by light from the outside corridor.
That's crazy.
It seemed like, no, you've got to put something over that. That's wild that the theater experience can be messed with
That's
that. And when the
terrible.
film is dark and as red as that, the orange light in the corner just really showed up.
I've got a couple of comments I want to read out here. So, Aaron's talking about The Secret Agent. Was very good acting. I didn't think the movie was terrible. I didn't think it was phenomenal, though, as everybody is raging about it. Ron Smith, good to see you here. River Rose is actually going to be on the channel soon. So she decided to watch tonight. I'm new here, but this is so interesting, and you guys are funny. Well, Toxic and Critical are mainly here for comedic value. Yep. So they add nothing intellectually, but they
offer no insights.
No, they're great for comedy.
Funnies and spiders, that's all I do. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And interesting prison stories. Proctopile,
she's not saying we're ha ha funny. She's saying we're
saying we're special needs. We're special
bunch
needs.
Of weird dorks hanging out on the internet talking about movie awards.
Should all be in white coats.
Also valid.
So River Rose is going to be. She's a stand-up comic, and she's going to be coming on as my guest on an industry interview pretty soon. So
nice.
Enzo, you might as well make up that thumbnail now if you want to look her up.
What's the house? Is she? Can we Google her? What's the rack looking like? How's that?
Oh my God! Let's move on. Hamlet was
There's
great.
a child in the chat. Have you
second act, no point till the end. And I immediately started recommending it to folks that would be interested. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I still haven't seen that yet. And and there you go. Yes, I'm a comedian. I know ha funny when I see it. So in other words, that's not us. Okay. We've got 20 people watching. That's great. Thank you very much for tuning in to our comedic take on the BAFTAs. Let's have a look at the list. So best original score. The music in Frankenstein was pretty good. The music in Begonia was good. I thought the music in One Battle After Another was really good, if I remember rightly.
I thought the F1 score was good as well.
I'm fine with Sinners or One Battle winning.
Yeah.
I think Sinners probably win because the music's so heavily featured.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
The music's real front and center in that movie.
Now, best adapted screenplay. Was One Battle After Another adapted from a book then?
Yes. Vineland. Paul Thomas Anderson wanted to make an adaptation of Vineland for like 20 years, and it's an 80s book about revolutionaries in the 70s set in a contemporary lens, There's a lot going on.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that, but I'm sort of starting to tune out of a lot of film news these days. I don't buy a film magazine anymore.
I'm just a big PTA fan.
PTA, okay. I am a big Thomas Anderson fan, it has to be said, which is why I went to see that at the cinema. So that might be. It was either that or Warfare was the last movie I saw on the big screen, because, as you know, I don't go very often. Best costume design, Frankenstein. I can't argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling mighty supreme for best costume design. I mean, there's costumes in it, but best costume.
It was wacky, the clothes they were wearing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I could see that,
choice.
or Sinners, definitely, because Sinners had quite a lot of very sort of period of style.
Did you not
costumes
find
in
it to be very accurate, Lance, to how you were like when you were in the 20s and the 1920s and stuff like that?
Well, as you know, I do own
Lance
a
is
time
33.
machine, which is currently broken, but I did go back to the 20s and have many adventures. So it was, good fun having that relationship with Toxic's grandma. So, best film not in English language.
Dirty birdie.
We just get quite insane on here. Best film not in an English language. It was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, which I've seen. Sentimental Value, which I haven't seen. Surat, I feel like I have seen, because that title rings a bell. The Voice of Indra Jarb, I've not seen. Has anybody seen? No one's seen Sentimental Value on the panel. Has anyone seen any of the others? I've seen Secret Agent.
Nope.
Okay. Outstanding British film. Now, there was a whole raft of potential movies here, including Bridget Jones' Mad About.
I was going to say, we clearly didn't have much. We didn't have much.
I mean,
dude, outstanding British film. Then come on, you're fucking really low in the bar now.
I mean, it's a fun movie, but an outstanding British film, a British Bridget Jones movie.
Yeah, I had no idea there was another Bridget Jones movie that
Me
came
neither.
out. They're still making
Clearly 10 was a bit of a stretch for us. We probably should have.
Is it one of those things where Renee Zellweger, kind of like Mila Jovovich, was married to Paul W.S. Anderson, so he kept churning out Resident Evil movies for her?
It's got to be.
Is she married to the guy who makes the Bridget Jones movies?
I'm going to find out, because I was also shocked.
Have a read. See if they're in a relationship.
28 years later wasn't great, but the Bone Temple, I fucking loved the Bone Temple. I made 28 years later better. I thought it was sick. It was so graphic.
Miles better than 28 years later, where she's having this mummy connection with an infected who's spitting out a fucking baby. Come on, I'm just dumb.
The Ballad of Wallace Island is the one about the eccentric lottery winner who basically asks his two favorite musicians to come and perform at his home. I've not seen it, but people that have seen it have raved about it, said it's a great movie. One of Steve Coogan's regular collaborators plays the lead role. Have any of you guys seen that one?
Which one?
The Ballad of
No.
Wallace Island, about the eccentric lottery winner.
No, I haven't seen any of these. I saw Die My Love. It wasn't great.
It was a big hit at Sundance. I haven't seen. There's a movie called Steve. I mean, that's an interesting title, and no other titles available.
I thought that was the Steve Coogan one you're talking about.
No. Steve Coogan's an actor.
I know. I love him. He's amazing.
Lance had a zoot suit. I only have a zoot suit in the context of Awful Green Things from Outer Space. If you've played that board game, you will know what I'm talking about.
Like, if you're blue, you don't know where to go to. Why don't you go?
I am also very surprised that F1 was not there. But
Hans Zimmer can't even read music. He uses fancy computer software to make all of his music.
Yeah,
I read music.
It's kind of called the Hans Zimmer factory, isn't it? And I think it's being a bit rejected within certain.
I'm more shocked at Oni Point Strix Never, whatever his name is, the guy who made the music for Marty Supreme. Like, I'm surprised he didn't get nominated. That was a wild soundtrack. But again, he's probably also like Hans Zimmer. He's like a digital. He's like a DJ basically.
So Hamnet won.
Use a computer.
Hamnet won. I know some of you have seen that and you rate it, right? Hamnet. No. Somebody on the panel's seen it.
No, I've seen the.
I'm gonna see it.
Somebody said they'd seen it earlier. Who was that?
Proctofile sent a super chat saying he saw it.
Oh, okay, that was it. Fair enough. I was very pleased by this one because Robert Aramayo to win the EE Rising Star Award was great on its own, voted for by the public, and I like him as an actor. I Swear is a great movie. But then, and he also got nominated for Best Leading Actor, which was fantastic. I thought he didn't have a million in one chance of winning that, but I was completely rooting for him because he was the underdog. And I also thought it was a more interesting role. I would have been very happy if Ethan Hawke had won it for Blue Moon. I think me and Enzo are a big fan of that performance. Yeah, when he won, you could tell he was, because he'd already got the EE Rising Star Award, so he was very happy. And then he won Best Leading Actor. His face, he was absolutely gobsmacked. And I was very chuffed for him. I thought that was great. And again, rooting for the underdog. So Paul Thomas Anderson won Best Director. You must have been happy with that, Enzo.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm thinking it's going to sweep the Oscars. I don't really care about the BAFTAs. I'm sorry, I'm not British. I thought B stood for black. It stands for British.
But as you can see, there's a lot of American films in here. So we haven't excluded you, unlike the Oscars.
No, of course. But what I was going to say was, like, I think one of the reasons, has Ethan Hawke won a BAFTA before? That could be why. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to win that Oscar. He should.
I mean, they generally say that the BAFTAs is a good way to sort of.
But they say with the same thing with the Golden Globes.
You know, they follow each other, so
yeah,
it gives you an idea of how the judges are thinking. But I agree. I would expect one battle after another to win more. I would also.
I don't think Robert Arameo's up for Best Actor in the Oscars.
I wouldn't think so. No.
Does someone want to check
different types of films, isn't it? It's very much different types.
Well,
of films.
it's more American focused, but British films are contenders if they've been released at the appropriate window. So it just all depends on what got cinema release and then which ones the company pushed to even be considered, because that's all done like a year ahead, you know. As soon as things are available to be contenders. Best film, one battle after another as well. Out of those choices, I would probably put that. I'm annoyed that Warfare wasn't nominated for Best Film. I think it deserved it. I think F1 deserved to be in there as well.
We need to go back to this. 5 nominees. 10 nominees is too many, man. 5 nominees, like, it makes you struggle.
Then you notice there's 5 from these, and then Best British Film had 10, which is why Bridget Jones is dying.
Yeah, it's because we had so many great movies, right?
But the point is, like, when you have 10 nominees, this is why you get movies like Avatar and Sinners getting nominated for Best Picture.
The BAFTAs are Keith. The BAFTAs are a long-standing thing now. British Association of Film and Television Awards, I think it is. So yeah.
All right, we're going to move on from the BAFTAs, and just to remind everybody, this is an apolitical channel, so we don't talk politics nor religion here. And we're going to move on to some of the latest releases and also some oldies which people have been watching that they want to recommend, and of course Anna's archaeological fact of the week. Okay, so but first we're going to mention a couple of things that are out on Netflix. I've got one, Critic Owl's got one. I'll do mine quickly. I'm up to episode 6 of this. Now, I did something with this that I never do because I'm quite hard at work at the minute, and I've got a deadline. So sometimes I'll put stuff on in the background like it's a radio play if I haven't got time to fit it in. I did want to watch this because it's got good reviews. There's lots of articles, press articles about it online if you want to do a Google. This is called The Lead Children. It's another Polish production, and we've seen, as we know from when we reviewed Hoesius, which was about the sinking of the ferry of the same name, which was a 6-part Polish drama series. There's some great stuff coming out of Poland today. I've got 2 Polish things to talk about, so I'll cover them both now. So this is, the title translates to Lead Children. It's a series on Netflix, and I had it on in the background with English dubbing. I do apologize to my audience. I nearly always watch foreign films in the original language, but I really just had to speed on with work, and this way I was able to multitask and kind of follow the story. But it's the true story of a female doctor in Silesia, which is a very industrialized part of Poland. It's under communist rule, so this is set in the 1970s, and she discovers that this factory, which is being pushed to hit certain communist targets, is basically producing poison in the water, in the air, in the ground, and it's lead poison, and it's killing people at an alarming rate. And of course, it's all being ignored by the local authoritariat, and she basically rebels against them. And at first, of course, the people hate her because they think that she's going to shut the factory down. They're going to lose their job. She wants the children relocated to a different place, which did actually happen. A lot of them did move. Yeah, it's a pretty horrendous story. It's got real vibes, very similar vibes to the nuclear power plant one that we saw a few years ago. God, what was the name of it again? The power plant. What was the name of the power plant? Chernobyl, right, the Chernobyl series. It's very similar to the Chernobyl series. It's got a very similar vibe. It's got a very similar pace, but it is Polish, natural speaking actors as opposed to Chernobyl, which was shot with Western actors speaking in English for a Western audience. You can watch it in English. The dubbing is actually pretty decent. They've actually got some pretty, I recognised a lot of the voices of some of the actors. In fact, a couple of friends of mine have done some of them. So, but I haven't seen the whole thing. I'm sort of halfway through episode 6, but I've got to give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's a very watchable, compelling, true story with really good performances and a very worthy production that is worth your time. Did anybody else watch it? Any episodes of it at all?
No, but I was going to say, wait till AI dubbing. They might already be doing it, but like, they can make the lips move the match, and then they can make the same actor's voice like do the dubbing itself in all the languages. It's gonna get nuts, man.
My God, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I mean,
I remember seeing. I saw like what's it called? Like like a test of it, a demo of it, like a year ago or two. It was insane. It was for that movie where they're up on the big tower, and how quickly they can like make them speak in any language. It's awesome.
That's insane. Well, the other Polish film that I want to mention is an oldie from back in 2014. I tracked down the director of this film and asked him to come on. I haven't got a reply yet. Warsaw 44 is a World War II movie. I saw it at Cannes back in, I think it was 2014 or 2015. It's not had a proper release in the UK. It's the true story of a load of young, idealistic Polish kids who all join and form a unit so that they're ready for the Polish uprising in 1944 when the Russians are approaching the city. Of course, what happened was Stalin ordered the Russians to stop on the other side of the river and not cross. And the uprising happened. And then the Germans sent in the SS because they'd actually pulled out of the city initially, and they sent the SS back in and massacred all the Polish, including killing a lot of them who surrendered. It's an extremely well-made, action-packed production. It's got a couple of unusual directing choices on a couple of moments, which I won't spoil. But if you're a fan of history, if you're a fan of World War II, true story dramas, this film is absolutely worth your time. And a film has to be really good for me to actually buy a physical media copy of it, because I don't have space for them anymore. And I picked it up the other day, and this is actually a Polish version of it. It's got the English sub, so it still works on Region 2 and all that, with a nice kind of booklet, unfortunately all in Polish, about the making of it inside, with tons of pictures. So it's a really nice version of it, whereas if I just got the regular UK one, it wouldn't have had all these extra pretty pictures and stuff. So that's why I wanted to get the director on to talk about it, because it's got some amazingly great period complex action scenes. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. track it down. It's worth your time. It's not currently available on any platforms, but you can get the DVD and you can get the Blu-ray on Amazon, and of course you can sail the high seas if you feel so inclined. Yeah, so Critic Hour, you've also got a Netflix choice this week. What was yours, mate?
I do, yeah. It's a Russian series called Better Than Us. At least I think it's Russian. It's got a Cyrillic alphabet and it's not Greek, so I'm guessing it is Russian.
Is there an American sequel to it called We're Better Than Them?
It wouldn't surprise me. Trump's working on it right now, like literally right now. It's pretty good. It's about AI bots. So we're in a near future where...
Is this it? Let's
have a look. Yeah, that's it. It stars that guy who basically looks like either Harry Kane's slightly more attractive brother or a mix of Tim Roth and Ryan Gosling. I can't make up my mind at the moment.
I'm guessing that must be Alexander Stugyov.
Yeah, she's got to be a model or something.
On the pronunciations of these names.
She's the main bot in the series. So basically what happens is this Russian company gets hold of this Chinese bot that, unlike all of the other servant bots, which are obviously, you know, largely sex bots and butler bots and all that kind of stuff, can empathize and feel what humans are feeling. And basically she gets it in her head that she has to be part of a family, and she'll do anything to protect her family, including killing people, because this is the one robot in the world that has not been programmed with the 3 laws of Asimov's robotics.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, she's amazing in it though. She's got to be a model or something, because the way she controls her body and moves her eyes and everything like that, she's just got this kind of dead stare. I mean, you can see even in these stills.
Yeah, actually, I really want to see. You've sold this to me already. I really want to see this, and this is on Netflix and it's available now.
Yeah, whole thing, 16 episodes. I've seen 14 episodes of it so far. And basically, the Russian company wants her back, but she's with this family, and they've got some corrupt police who are working with the corporation who want her back, and it all twists and turns.
Don't give us any key spoilers, but
no spoilers. You've got this young group of activists who are anti-robot, because, you know, they're taking jobs and also they feel like they're making things more soulless.
They're taking our jobs.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, it's been enjoyable. It's been an enjoyable watch. So
no, I'm well up for this, because I really liked Ex Machina, and you know, all of the stuff.
Ex Machina was a good film. Yeah,
was a great film.
People were comparing this with, apparently there's a Swedish something like called Human, but I've not seen it.
That's right. I haven't seen that, but I've heard that's also quite good. I mean, the thing is this is going to be reality soon. I keep seeing videos of the latest Japanese robots doing all kinds of spectacular things. They've been way ahead on the sex robot for ages, because there's been documentaries about all of that knocking around for ages. You know, we're talking 5 years away from this being a reality, if that, which is quite right.
I mean, it's good because it does the sci-fi in like a very believable way. It doesn't make it full blown. Everything's nobody's got flying cars or anything like that. In fact, they've got very Russian bloc looking cars, you know, but things like cell phones.
Night, mate. Thank you.
Like cell phones are see-through things that you can record. So it's very believable. Awesome. I'll check that out later. It's got very, very believable leaps in technology behind it, but there's all this kind of corporate espionage things going on, and you've got this family angle on it as well. Like the little girl's the first one who finds the robot after it escapes, and it kind of adopts her, and it will do anything to protect her. And she wants this family unit because that's what it's been programmed to be. It could be a bit shorter, I would say. It's a little bit drawn out in places, but you know, after 14 episodes, I certainly don't consider my time to be wasted. It's about 40 minutes an episode.
Yeah. Has anyone else seen it?
No.
Just Critic Out. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to watch it, so we'll report back on that one. Rating out of 10, mate, so far.
2 episodes to go, so obviously the finale pretty much to go. I'd give it a 7. It's done a few things I didn't expect, but at the same time, it's kind of got stuck in some patterns. It's not done quite as much with the concept as I would have thought it could have. But, you know, it's just, there's nothing compared to a lot of stuff on Netflix at the moment, it's definitely worth a watch, in my opinion. And it's refreshingly non-Western, if you know what I mean. It's got that kind of Eastern European feel to it, with some of the coldness and the way people react to things. And like your Polish thing, I recognise some of the dub actors because I've watching it dubbed.
Well, great. Okay, so that's definitely one that I'm going to want to watch. Yeah, I just saw. I'm going to hand this over to Toxic, but I just seen that we've lost Robert Carradine at 71. I got to say, I absolutely rate him as an actor, and I also think he was massively underrated. Massively underrated, because he's great in The Big Red One.
Presumably the brother of David.
Yeah, I believe so. He's part of the Carradine family, isn't he? Toxic.
Yeah. He's part of the Carradine family. Yeah.
Did that get announced while we were on air?
It was yesterday. He took his own life, it seems, and he's battled mental health issues for a long time. So it's really, really sad.
Oh, you're joking? Really?
No.
I never heard that. I thought he was still knocking around doing the odd indie film and bits and pieces.
Well, I mean,
I think it's bipolar disorder, particularly, that he struggled with a number of mental health issues. So just heartbreaking.
Also, we seem to have ramped up the 2026 Hollywood death list.
They are dropping like flies.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Revenge of the Nerds at the cinema as a double bill with Tom Hanks' bachelor party, and oh my god, and we were like 14 when we snuck in to see that.
Yikes!
Well, we faked our ages. It was great. I mean, but that was a really good night. That was a really good laugh. Those two films together, and I just really liked him as an actor, and I would sort of see him in older films, like he's in one of the great westerns, isn't he? Isn't it one of the John Waynes where the Cowboys? Is it the Cowboys?
Yeah, the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I rewatched that the other day, and there he is, and he's really great in it. And you forget he's been around for a long time and had a really varied career. I mean, that's awful to hear that he struggled like that, because what a great interview he would have been. Oh, well, rest in peace, man. Tox, did you want to say anything else? Because you brought it to our attention.
Yeah, no, it just seems odd that, I mean, like, obviously, we have Robert Duvall's 95. So, I mean, I don't put too much tinfoil hat into that. But yeah, it just seems like we're like Hollywood is dropping at an alarming rate. Like, if I was there right now, I would be like, well, I'm going to fucking get my prostate checked and make sure my mental health is okay, because there's like a lot of them are dropping here. Like I don't know who said dropping like flies, but I mean they kind of seem to. Maybe it may just be pattern recognition. That's probably all it is. But it seems odd to me. This is an odd. I would not have had him on my bingo card, I guess, or my dead.
Was that South Park episode? What year was that? The South Park episode where they were noticing a huge influx in celebrity deaths. I think the thing is, it's because what I think it is. I mean, obviously, all these movie stars, quote unquote, are all in their 70s and 80s and 90s and stuff. But it's kind of like when you go to the birthday websites, you realize like it's not just actors and athletes and musicians. Now you see like TikTokers and Instagram influencers and YouTube stars, and it's a bunch of people I've never fucking heard of. So I mean, in the future, there's going to be like celebrity deaths every year because everybody's going to have all these people. More and more people are going to have this, simulacrum of.
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, although I'd be hard pressed to. I mean, Carradine, I've known him since the 80s, and then James Van Der Beek. Is he
related to David Carradine? And
yeah, they're all it's the Carradine family.
I figured.
Carradine family.
Well, how is he related to David and John?
He's for sure David's brother. John, I'm not.
Oh, so he's John's son.
I would assume that.
Okay.
I can Google it real quick if you'd like me to.
But I would also argue there's a bit of an effect as you get older. The range of actors you're aware of because you've seen their stuff or you've grown up with them gets broader, and social media amplifies this to a degree that even 20 years ago you might not have known or noticed because it wouldn't have been someone you'd really heard of, and you might have totally missed the news. Whereas now it's really easy for the news to spread quite quickly, and so some of it is the effect of the world we live in, and just as we all get older, we know more and more of these actors.
I mean, you've got to face there's a lot of people turned around and said Robert Carradine who.
As the ones that are passing away get closer to your own age too, it gets more unsettling.
So he's the brother of Christopher and Keith and half brother of Bruce and David. Okay. So they were half brothers. So.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
that's true. Anna is actually our AI guest. Well spotted.
It's true.
But I mean, it's growing up with the Nerds movies, and then later my daughter watched like the Hilary Duff show on Disney and stuff. So I got to see him like in a resurgence again in a completely different kind of role. It was odd. It's like I said, I get it. He was coming up there in years. It happens. People have health problems and they have mental health problems as well.
Also, just like rock stars, a lot of abuse, over the years with actors and rockers. Like usually when a rocker guy makes it to 77, it's like, cool, good job.
Yeah, I mean, Ozzy Osbourne definitely surprised us. Like, he had a good innings considering, how hard he caned it. And
Alice Cooper's still going, man. He's still performing and touring, and he's like 79 now.
I just know if the Oscars
is 322.
Lance, is it the Oscars that does that whole in remembrance thing or whatever? That's going to be.
They better include him. They better include him. If they don't include him,
they might not. They might not because I think usually sometimes they save
biggies,
him
might not
a year later, right?
No,
I don't know. I guess I just assumed
this would come now. If it's this,
people get snubbed every year, it seems.
If they snub him, he's been in the industry a long time. Yeah, he might not have been an A-lister, but he's done some great work. If they snub him, I'm going to be very fucked off, and I will be very.
It's nice though that even after passing, they leave this legacy, this a portfolio of work that you can always check out, and it will make some people appreciate him even more, which is nice. Who the hell's that? I'll look up one of his films.
I'll probably do the Chew the Fat actually, and revisit his films and see if I can find a few that I haven't seen that I'll track down.
There you go.
In the interim to watch. So so if any of the panelists fancy taking part in that, let me know. I'll probably do it on a Sunday at 8 p.m. It'll be a Sunday when I haven't been to a heavy rave on the Saturday. Light rave. Light rave will be
Sadly,
fine.
He won't be the last this year, and he might not even be the last this month. We'll have to wait and see.
Can we talk about have fun, good luck, don't die before I leave?
Yeah, sorry, because you did say you had to go early today.
But I also only watched the first 3 episodes of Seven Kingdoms, and I don't want to talk about it because it's good. I like it. But,
I need to check out the rest of it. So no spoilers.
Yeah, I don't think we were going to spoil anything anyway.
Yes, we can talk about this. I haven't seen it. It's Sam Rockwell, who's one of my favorite actors, so it's on my to-do list, but I just haven't.
I saw it about 7 hours ago.
Okay. Enzo, you start because I know you've got to go soon.
No, I want to hear Al go first.
No, you go first, dude.
I don't have to go that soon, so yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
All right, Al, go for it. You got 5 minutes on the sound.
Give me 5 minutes. Okay, this is the 3rd best Terminator film.
Okay, is that the end of it? Can I hand over to Enzo? That was quick, man. That was pretty good.
Imagine if Kyle Reese didn't, after getting his homeless man clothes, didn't go and find Sarah Connor, and in fact walked into a restaurant and held the place up and said, "In this restaurant, there is a combination of people that I need to take with me right now that can save the future." This is the 117th time I have done this, and I have not found the right.
Yeah, the movie really grabs you by the balls at the very beginning.
Straight away, dude. 10 minutes. I was
it
like,
really just takes you on a ride.
As fuck in this film, Sam Rockwell is amazing. He is so good in it, and it doesn't actually focus on it all the time. So what happens is he picks his people, and then we get short segments of film that give you the background. You remember like Weapons did, where it had the main narrative and it focused on each one of the characters. And each time it built up a bit more of the story. This does very much the same thing.
Non-linear to a
Is
good
this
degree.
an AI version of Sam Rockwell and another character on the left here?
It is not.
No,
no.
What I liked about it, it was it kind of reminded me. Usually, I don't really like this kind of cringe kind of humor, but this for some reason I think it works. It reminded me more like 90s style.
Yeah,
it was
man,
very
it's off the
absurdist. It was
chain.
very absurdist, very dark, very cynical, and hilarious.
Yep.
And you know, there's some great action stuff, but mostly it's a very dark,
comedy.
very satirical comedy, and it's very funny.
dark.
It is hilarious and twisted. It's very dark.
I laughed out loud. At
It
very
reminded
wrong
me
things.
of kind of Gore Verbinski's one of his first movies that I love a lot is Mouse Hunt. And one of the reasons why I love Mouse Hunt is it's very twisted and kind of like Living Looney Tunes episode of like a Christmas movie. But it's very
I was
dark
cackling
and
like a
cynical
loon when the 9-year-old got punched. Spoilers.
This shit is very funny. And yeah, I don't want to spoil a whole lot because there's a lot that goes on.
There is a lot of twists. Now, I did see most of the twists coming, I will be honest. I don't think it's particularly...
Yeah.
I think some of the narrative needs to be tightened up a little bit. There's a few things that... You always get this with time travel stories where you're like, well, that kind of knackers that bit of the narrative, and I can't give anything away, but there's certain consequences from events that happen that you get in time travel stories like this, like the Terminator, that when you think about it, you're like, hang on, that doesn't quite... You have to just go with it with this film. But if you do, you will be rewarded. There's some very, very clever ideas in it as well. Like, it really digs into the whole social media making our children zombies thing.
That's the stuff I loved most. Was like all the critiques of society. You know, the school shooting stuff was hilarious.
Yep. There's a
lot of
again, not to give out a major spoiler. There's a bit where they bring somebody back from the dead, and they're talking to the grieving parent, and they're like, "Look, if we can bring them back from the dead, and they get to do an advert every day, it's cheaper. Like it'll be in their own. They'll just ask for something, and it'll be like an advert. They'll give you details, and then she's driving him back, and he's like, "I want a drink. I want an Applebee's peach tea. It's got 70% off," and you're just like, "Wow!" It's just such a great comment on the dangers of AI, the dangers of phone zombies, all that kind of stuff. It's great.
It kind of gave me Brazil vibes. I love the movie Brazil. Totally. It was very like Brazil. Just it's insane absurdity, but also, Brazil. I mean, I love Brazil, but not, trying not to spoil anything. Like, basically, the main critiques are, American school shootings in America, living chronically online is another big one, and then the third one was virtual reality, artificial reality. I don't know, man. All that stuff was fun, and then there's a lot of
things blends them together, doesn't it? It doesn't do anything particularly new, but it takes a lot of different ideas and puts them together and makes something new out of it, I would say.
Yeah, it was cool. This one and Matrix and Terminator and Her. Those are like the big quadrilogy.
Things, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I went in looking for a high sci-fi concept film, and I didn't get that. But what I did get was very enjoyable.
No, it's more like Brazil. It's just absurd, satirical sci-fi comedy.
There is some really zany stuff that happens.
It was funny. That's what I cared. I was laughing. I was LOLing. As they say, like out loud by myself.
Love that. That's a new phrase. We invented it here.
I don't. Yeah, like when you're by yourself and you get to like, because in a theater is one thing. Everyone's laughing. You like laugh. It's contagious. But when you're watching something by yourself on a computer, like what was it? I was watching Seven Kingdoms, and they were like Night in Seven Kingdoms, and there's a line where he's like, "Are you so and so Targaryen? Are you Baelor Targaryen?" No. Well, like move the fuck out of the way. Like I thought that was. That was hilarious.
When the 9-year-old got punched, I cackled like a witch, and I was the only one in the cinema. I was like, "Am I the one who's wrong here?"
What did I like when Sam Rockwell tells a Nosebleed girl? He's like, "All right, well, stop fucking about. Get your head in the game. Stop fucking around." That's just so funny. It's only funny if like the context what just happened.
Yeah, no. I mean, as I say, there's a lot of spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah,
it's not high concept sci-fi, but it's a very enjoyable, zany comedy.
What's the rating out of 10 for this, guys?
I'd give it a fucking 8.5, 9, maybe.
I mean,
it's twisted. I like twisted stuff, you know.
if you take it as you're just going to go in there and you're just going to go with it and good luck, have fun, don't die. Just it's
another
9
thing
out
about
of
the
10.
movie is like very violent. There's like one of the best scarecrow dances in recent memory where someone gets like gunned down with machine guns. It's so violent, but because it's so violent, it's hilarious. It's over the top.
The bit with the bit of the car was pretty brutal as well, and funny.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. But if you start picking apart the narrative and looking for the answers that the film will not provide you, then it would drop down to like an 8.
You clearly can't do that. There's too many wires. So I think I'll leave.
There's also
that's any
load of
any
popular media references from Groundhog Day to Terminator to Toy Story. Loads of stuff is
Toxic. Have you seen it as well?
I did. This wasn't even on my radar till y'all.
It's good.
mentioned
It's
it.
good. Gore Verbinski. Gore Verbinski.
Yeah, I know.
What I really liked about is the physicality of everything, the editing, the texture.
It's a long film as well. It's over 2 hours. I think.
Like 2 hours.
I did want to
It's like
bring
2
up
hours.
a thing that Alan and Enzo mentioned really briefly, and it's something that I've been noticing. Maybe you guys have too. Going to see something in the theater when there is a LOL moment. And it's like a clear, I mean, so sometimes, to be fair, there is LOL moments that you shouldn't LOL and that Toxic will LOL because he's a toxic piece of shit. But there's other times when, like, I've noticed the last 2 movies I went and saw, which were 2 months apart, which was Housemaid on Christmas, and I just went and saw Crime 101. An LOL moment happens, and and I feel like people don't know if they're supposed to anymore. Like, they're fine with taking their shoes and socks off and being gross, and they're fine with talking on their phone or doing selfies or whatever, but for some reason they draw the line at like,
like what we're laughing at,
right?
Like Terrifier 3 was an audience when I saw it. It's an audience full of families with kids and old ladies and stuff.
Wow!
And everyone was laughing their ass off because, like, I think it's because me and a couple other people were laughing about it, and I don't know, it made it less scary. Like,
I think, I mean, it's a way to diffuse the horror that you're seeing if you just treat it as being absurd, because the levels of blood and violence are absurd in it.
Right.
So you could treat it as something funny.
To watch,
I still wouldn't take kids to go and see it.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but to watch somebody get like die from a hail of bullets, like, and it's depicted really violently and kind of realistically, like shockingly violent.
There's a couple
especially
of really
when
big,
it's like a scene about pie. You're like, what the fuck?
I almost
really
feel like
big tonal changes as well, Enzo, isn't there? Like, it goes from comedy to absolute tragedy and
danger,
like that.
Danger.
You know, it's I enjoyed it. I will watch it again. I'll probably buy it when it comes out as well.
I will probably watch it multiple times. Seriously, it's got very rewatchability factor. I do love Mouse Hunt, and this felt like the Gore Verbinski I've always wanted to see since Mouse Hunt.
Well,
because,
Sam Rockwell's always a plus.
He's so good.
He drives the whole movie. He drives the whole movie. Like, it's awesome. Yeah. And also that sexy black chick who plays Domino. What's her name? She's good in it too.
Zozie Beetz.
She is.
Zozie Beetz. And
also, what's her name?
Oh, and it's not woke. There is zero.
Haley Lou Richardson
wokeism
from Edge of 17 is in it as well. She's great.
Who's the other one?
There's none of it.
I'm trying to read this poster. The text.
Juno Temple.
Juno Temple was good in this as well. She's
Juno.
Really good
Love Juno Temple. She's a great
Susan.
She's gonna win the Oscar.
There were a bunch of people there.
She's gonna win the Oscar for Best Actress one day. I'm calling that now. By the way,
probably not from this film.
No, but
it's funny you say though people aren't laughing enough in theaters though, because I'd say I hear the opposite sometimes. I hear almost a forced laugh at moments where it's not really appropriate, where people almost seem to. It's really uncomfortable to hear.
The
because
thing is, a lot of comedy is
expected of them.
So a lot of
and you can always tell when it's.
And it's like, look, if I laugh at this, am I going to get cancelled? Am I going to get people looking at me weird? What is funny? What is allowed to be funny these days? What am I allowed to be funny these days? And it's killed comedy to a certain extent, I think.
Dude, I remember seeing Nosferatu opening night. I was real stoked about it. I saw it in the IMAX because I was like, fuck yeah. And a gaggle of teenage girls, as soon as the movie ended, they started like laughing riotously because I guess they were underwhelmed by the movie. And they just kind of like stormed out of there.
Or overwhelmed by Nosferatu's
a final scene.
Yeah. I mean,
or they might have really liked Lily Rose Depp being completely...
Anna, have you seen this as well?
No, I haven't. I was just thinking in general, like people's behavior in theaters is interesting.
Yeah, go watch
it. I love Gore Verbinski films. The few that he's made in the last few years.
Did you say 9 out of 10
to the He did
a 9 out of 10
Yeah,
unless you pick
yeah.
it apart, in which case it drops to an 8 for me, because the
Right,
narrative there's certain things after the film you're like, well, how did that happen and where did that come from? If you think about it
let's
from that
not pick
perspective,
apart. Let other channels do that. We can.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Just
I
go and
watched,
enjoy it,
like-
and you have a great time.
Well, Arco has a very similar plot about like a kid going back in time and like the future's in peril and all this stuff, but it's the exact opposite, like tonally. But I remember like Arco kind of like I had to like kind of pay attention, and I felt it was a little light, and then it kind of picks up towards the end, and it kind of redeems itself with this neat twist. But like I said, this movie from the very first 2 minutes, like
Yeah.
you're sold, and you're like,
Totally.
you just like,
It's a
kinda,
one-screen movie as well. Pay attention, because there's a lot of stuff that it will not highlight.
It's
that you
very
need to pay
rapid
attention to.
fire. There's a lot of
Mhm.
visual comedy, a lot of great visual gags and physicality. Like I said, this physical humor and physical stuff. It's just also one of those movies, kind of like early David Fincher movies. Like there's just so much texture in the sets and the look of it. You know, it just looks.
Right.
It looks like a film. It looks like a film made by professional
It's like a
filmmakers.
proper movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
good.
We're gonna knock that on the head. Enzo, have you got to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna get going. You guys talk about that Night in Seven Kingdoms.
Well, I'm gonna hand over to Northern, who hasn't had a chance to talk yet.
Right.
But yeah, Stupenzolicious, thanks for coming on. Appreciate
yeah, check
you
out my
as
channel.
always.
What's the movie this week? We're re-releasing Come in Peace with Dolph Lundgren killing
I love that.
alien
I love
drug
that
dealers.
movie.
And you
That movie-
We
leave
watched that.
in pieces.
That's one of the it's one of my favorite we watches from 2023 that I took down and I re-edited.
That's
No
the one with the
copyright this
really
time.
cool gun. It's got the really
The gun
cool
is
gun.
overkill. It just explodes like whole cars and shit. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, RoboCop's gun has nothing on this. This is insane.
And that
Yes,
film was called in the UK. That film was called
Dark
Angel.
Angel. Yeah.
yeah.
I Come in Peace I like a lot better because it gives this extraterrestrial notion. Dark Angel, you're like, what?
It's like they took
aliens?
his
It's a lot.
cop
Anyway,
character from Showdown in Little Tokyo and put him in this alien movie.
Yeah. No, it's good
right.
fun.
And then you
It's
team him up
definitely
with
one
the
of
guy from
Dolph's
Dream On.
best movies, I think. One of Dolph's best movies. I'll
Yeah,
be
it's,
honest with you.
it's definitely one of the funnier we watches we did 2023 for sure. So I'm glad it's back up. MGM. So anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thanks a lot, buddy. I'll see you
Cheers.
soon.
Right.
We'll get
All right.
those
Later.
thumbnails over to you. Yeah, so Northern, real quick. I know you came in a bit late. Have you got a pick you want to shout out real quick before I hand over to Toxic, who's going to talk about Dreamscape in a minute?
Yeah. There's one I'm watching with the wife after a while of not watching it. It's been a while, but yeah, The Good Place with Kristen Bell and
Okay.
Jamila Jamil and Ted Danson, and yeah, it's basically
That's
about
that's the half-hour comedy show where it
Yeah.
follows a character going to heaven, and how they behaved on Earth sort of reflects what their living conditions are like in heaven, kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah. She's kind of being thrown into the good place, and they've somehow mistaken her for this very charitable woman who's done so much good, but it turns out that's not the case. She's actually been a very, very terrible person, and she's kind of teamed up with this moral philosopher kind of teacher guy, and he has to have the task of trying to make her a better person, much to his reluctance. And we do later find out that the Good Place isn't all that it seems to be, and there is a really good twist, which I don't want to spoil, even though it's been a good few years since it came out. But it's really funny, and it's very smart, and it talks a lot about existentialism, everything, and it does. When I complained about how to get into heaven from Belfast, about having this kind of it's sort of like a Christian program, but it's Tolkien. It's got these very unlikable characters, and I hated it. This is basically that, except it is very funny and it is very smart, and it has actually got some very good fleshed out characters, and yet they're all kind of terrible, but at the same time they do kind of evolve, and you are given a bit more context, and they do kind of sort of like become a bit aware about their flaws and everything, and they do become these and they do grow on you as well. And it's really funny, it's very smart, and I love Ted Danson's character as well. He's
really good.
Yeah, he's such an endearing nerd as well, and it's such a far cry from the character he used to play in Cheers, because he does reveal that he's basically a demon, but he's kind of not is kind of a more dweeby demon who's kind of like made fun of by the other West demons. And
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I'm spoiling.
Don't bother watching it now.
It's not revealed until like
Cover your
season
ears.
3, is it? Or
Hello.
something?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a while in.
Yeah.
But it is good. I don't think I can see anything else at the moment that can justify how good this show is, though. But I really love how it sort of implies about okay, what does it take to get into the good place? I mean, you're getting points from doing this, but you're losing more points from doing that because there's some kind of loophole that prevents you from getting into the good place. Stuff like that. And I really love how all the demons are just either these jock assholes or these very sort of like wicked, sort of bitchy squares at the same time. And I love Jenna's character as well. She's always got this dumb smile on her whenever she's doing these lines like, Alert, I've just been murdered. Alert, I've just been murdered, with that dumb smile, and it cracks me up. It's just watch it. It's really funny.
It's a good show to watch. Like, if you want one of those half-hour shows like Family Guy, that kind of thing, to put on before you crash out. This is a good one.
It's kind of like a comfort show. It's a comfort show that's well done and actually does touch on philosophies and mortality and everything, and just humanity itself and its flaws.
I like this book, The Groundwork of the Metaphysics of Morals. I think that's one of Anna's, or Anna's AI wrote that, I think.
I'm not particularly moral then, if I'm just an AI.
Indeed. Expensive AI, by all accounts. So we've
I've
managed to get 100
noticed.
million for you.
Worth every penny.
Indeed.
But yeah, this show is fantastic. I've seen parts of it as well because my college roommates watched a lot of it. So I've seen a number of episodes out of order and have always meant to sit down and just watch from the beginning. But I loved everything that I watched. I'll point out the actor who is Smilo Ren in The Acolyte is in this, and he's really funny. He plays this kind of brainless guy named Jason. It's fantastic and just really fun watch.
Yeah, up to the episode where they found out there's an area where humans are turned into pancakes. He thinks at first it's to get pancakes. And it's like, no, this is where they turn humans into pancakes. It's like, okay, I'll just get eggs then.
Yeah, good show. I'll give it. Some seasons are better than others, but I think the first season in particular is really good. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
overall.
the first season is fucking funny on the second or third time you watch it because you know everything as well. You can sort of know that Danson's character is sort of probably laughing somewhere in the background without you knowing he's laughing.
Culver Basket. Yeah, I forgot about that. He directed the Lone Ranger movie.
I remember the Lone Ranger movie. I was thinking about that earlier.
Johnny Depp.
I've still not seen that film,
It's terrible.
Yeah, I saw enough of it. I saw enough of it to convince me I didn't want to watch the rest.
Whoever decided to make John Hamm the Lone Ranger, I'm like, it's not going to work.
Well, but yeah, I mean, Johnny Depp as the native Indian.
Oh yes.
I mean, there are native Indian actors available. Just saying.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I think that's why they call it acting, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I always thought that the take on that was because I think in the original TV series, which I used to watch on reruns, I don't think Tonto was played by a Native American.
No, it was a brown-faced chap, wasn't it?
He was brown-faced, and I thought they were parodying that because the whole film was a straight-up comedy.
I mean, I would think Gore would
allegedly a comedy.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think Gore would have the self-awareness for that, but whatever you look at it, it's very poorly received.
I think at the time it was made, it was a bit late to go down that road because times had changed, and I would have rather seen that film as a straight-up serious drama because the backstory to that is his unit all get massacred, and he's the only one that survives, and they get massacred by Indians, and there's actually a really interesting, and then he teams up with an Indian, so there's a really interesting moral dichotomy drama to be explored there. No, we just
if I remember correctly, it was done, sort of around about the height of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp flying
so they just
high.
wanted another Pirates of the Caribbean.
Was it 2013, 2012 or 2013?
Yeah, something like that. They wanted another Johnny Depp vehicle, basically. That was it. So they thought they couldn't fail. They did.
But yeah, good choice on The Good Place, Northern. That I'd recommend that to anyone who hasn't seen it. It's a lot of fun, and also has this guy in it with a really huge beard. So as we know, huge beards are always worth your time. Ryan de Quintal, there you go. Looking like he's just stepped out of the protests at Kent State. So let's move on. Toxic. We're going to talk about Dreamscape.
Yeah.
So the thing I like about when they released this on video, right?
You allowed to show that poster, Lance?
I know you make
Boobies.
restriction on in there.
Definitely now we've all drawn attention to it.
Okay,
anyway.
Cass is gone.
I'm
It's
definitely watching
okay. The children are out of chat.
Well, I wanted to show this poster because this is the poster that came out for video release in the UK, and it's like all that's missing is an Indiana Jones.
It really is, isn't
I
it?
love
It
that
is.
poster.
I mean, I like
Is
it
it
as well, but and the film is nothing like this.
No, is that actually a Drew Struzan poster? Because it looks like him, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a real poster because I used to have that poster. I've got it from the video store.
Yeah.
Wait, I think Enzo did this. Did a video on this on his Dark Side
He
video.
did.
It's
Yeah,
really
he
good.
did.
Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty funny.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this one.
I mean, it's well. Anyway, it's Toxic's pick. So Tox, you jump in and talk.
Well,
about
so
what-
ironically enough, I had a dream about this movie the other night. So
that
and
is
I was
ironic. That's very ironic.
and I was like, I want to put this on because I hadn't seen it since it was out. It was one of those ones that came on cable a lot, and then in '84 I was like 7 or 8 years old. So I'd get scared when the snake thing came out, so I'd kind of just go back to my room, and this VHS or beta poster that was on the made it seem like it was an Indiana Jones type film. They even got one of the chicks from one of the Indiana Jones films, and Kate Capshaw, and you're sitting there thinking that's what it is, and then it turns out to be this sort of Inception, like 80s Inception psychological political intrigue thriller with what isn't it, John Patrick Kelly, is that his name, from the Warriors?
Come out to play.
Yeah, just being creepy as shit in this film, and they use dreams to assassinate people, and they want to kill off the president, and things like that, and just so I turned it on and I watched it, and a lot of it seemed very familiar to me. The thing with George Wendt from Cheers, and the thing on the train, the whole pretty good special effects for the time, and as a political intrigue movie, it's good. It's really good, and Dennis Quaid is great in it. He's a likable rogue. He uses, he's a psychic. He uses his psychic powers to gamble and philander and mess around with women. And he kind of falls into the clutches of these two powerful men played by Max von Sydow and Christopher Plummer, who are basically wanting to use his abilities, for this kind of, dream, for lack of a better term, this dreamscape thing, ostensibly to help people, which is what I think Von Sydow's character wants to do, but then also to kill people, which is what Christopher Plummer's, his big plan is to do with that. It's very well done. It's very creepy and atmospheric. A lot of the actors in it are 80s mainstays, and you recognize everybody right away. Everybody smokes inside buildings, and it's all that 80s trope and things like that. And then when it delves into like the quote unquote dreamscape area, it makes sense in the way that they do it. I'd be willing to bet a lot of this stuff was cutting edge back in the day when the time that it was released. So it was a fun watch. It kind of just had it on. I was feeling a little poorly this afternoon with all the weather changes wreaking havoc on my allergies, and like I said, I had just dreamed about it the other night. I'm like, you know what? I got this Plex Pass with all these like thousands of movies. I'm just going to put this on and just watch it because I want to. And, when you're an adult and you're not doing anything, you can pretty much do what you want. No one can stop you. I'm going to watch Dreamscape on a random Tuesday afternoon and then talk about it on Lance's show. And I know
nothing but that next bestseller to write,
Right. Well, the touche. But, it's discussed better on Enzo's channel for sure. He goes into much more depth, a lot more trivia, knows a lot more.
Well, hang on, we haven't finished yet. Now I feel we're going to have to do a 3-hour stream on it and carry on.
Oh, yikes. So, I don't have anything really more to say as far as, how good it is or how dark. I mean, like I said, it's a lot darker than I remembered it being. I remembered it being some sort of, he goes into the dream world to help people and, the train scene and stuff. Of course, I did remember the snake monster guy. I did remember that, but where it comes from and why it is something that I and then of course the political machinations, 7-year-old toxic didn't understand that. So
I saw this when it was released on video. I think it had a really limited cinema run in the UK.
Probably.
And we rented it out as kids. I don't think we were actually old enough to watch it or rent it. And you know what? I remember thinking it was pretty good. I don't think I've ever watched it since. And I definitely want to rewatch it again. One thing I'd be interested to know is, was Kate Capshaw any good? Because she really wasn't very good in Temple of Doom.
She's great in this. She's really, really good in this. And I've kind of had a crush on her for going on 40-something years.
So it's good to, because I think the only two things I've seen her in are this and Temple of Doom. And to be fair, her part was basically written as screaming.
Her part's written that way in Temple of Doom. So you got to give her a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
If you've ever get a chance, watch Black Rain. She's really good in that.
Oh no, you mean the one with Michael Douglas?
Yeah.
I've got that. I forgot she was in that. Yeah, that's a great movie.
The pseudo love interest expat living over in Japan and stuff like that.
The thing that really annoys me about Black Rain is that they've got that great tension all leading up to that big meeting at the end, and where the young guys are going to ambush the older Yakuza, and then suddenly you've got that shot where everybody turns around and fires their machine guns from that row of cars, and the rest of that battle scene is all completely cut out, and we cut to that boring bike chase through those fields, and that's you just had an action scene with 20 guys, and we got to see like 5 seconds.
Well, I don't want to go off on a tangent. I could talk about Black Rain another day, but I mean, it's the stuff leading up to that, which is what makes it great.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good film. It's got some great stuff in it, and especially the opening 20 minutes are extremely well done and set it up so well. And apparently, Toxic's got a Yorkshire accent. Who knew?
I do.
Yeah, apparently so. River Rose is spoken, so there we are. Yeah,
she married Spielberg, Darth Plato.
Yeah, right after he tortured her on Temple of Doom, because apparently women like that.
Oh, they definitely do. They love it.
You remember that sketch in Family Guy with Short Round? Lady only in film because she's shagging director.
Oh yeah, what was it? Space Camp. She was in that as well with a really young Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes,
I've had a big old crush on her for years and years. I always thought she was very good looking, very personable. Like you mentioned, Space Camp was a big thing I watched when I was young. Indiana Jones, this, and then when I got a little older, Black Rain, and she's been in a few things, but she's really good in this. A very subdued performance. She kind of plays. I mean, she plays this love interest because it's the 80s, so of course she has to be the love interest. But I mean, mostly she plays his handler, so to speak, to navigate the dreamscape type stuff, and it's pretty good. It's very interesting. It's a dark movie. I think Darth Plato said it too. It's just and I don't think he meant like visibly dark. It's a dark, depressing, nihilistic type.
Rating out of 10.
I give it a solid 8. Some of the stuff doesn't hold up as well as it maybe could or should, but it's pretty straightforward plot. There's not a bunch of twists and turns. It's a good afternoon watch if you have a mind to.
Northern, have you seen it recently?
No, not properly. I mostly watched it through Stupenzolicious video, and it does. The nightmare sequences do look something out of like something out of Nightmare on Elm Street a little bit, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I think we should get Stupenzo to redo that poster and put an Indiana Jones hat and a whip on him, and then it's basically an Indiana Jones
Well, Grok seems to be doing that pretty well, even better than Meta AI, in my opinion.
Would have
Well,
been
there's a
better
load
than
of things
Indiana
like that,
Jones.
isn't there? I mean,
Put him in a swimsuit.
Hey Lance,
Drew-
I don't want to derail and go off on a tangent, but I've been telling you to watch Shrinking, and on the most recent episode of that, which Harrison Ford is in, he goes on sabbatical because his illness is taking him out of work for a little while.
I've seen the first episode and I liked it.
Okay, and
Yeah, I have seen the first episode.
he comes back into the office singing the Indiana Jones song, and like it's the fans are going wild over that. He's like, dun 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 dun, I'm back, bitches, and it's
Yeah, because it's on I think it's on. There's 3 seasons of it now, right?
yeah, it's one of the best shows on TV.
Yeah, Shrinking is on Apple TV or available via other means. I have seen the first episode, but that was the week that I got the job that I'm doing now, so I've had to cut down my watch hours for things while I try and complete this book for somebody, which is a ton of research. And I'm actually interviewing people for the book as well, so it's not just me Googling things. But yeah, Shrinking, I really like the first. I thought the pilot was pretty strong. I'd give the pilot like an 8 out of 10. Paul Smith has also mentioned the movie Blackberry. I just watched that. I think it's on Netflix, if I remember rightly. It's a true story drama about the guys behind the Blackberry phone and how they didn't really, that they had a massive corner of the market, and then when they had the opportunity to advance it and change its design, the guy kind of dug his heels in and said, no, I don't want to go to just a screen. People love the BlackBerry keyboard and all of that stuff. And by the time
It's good. I've been hearing it's really good. It's got a Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so I'm gonna have to try. And
it's a good little film. The performances are good. It's an interesting little story. It's a nice little movie. You know.
Well, he's a golden god.
I actually enjoyed it more than the Steve Jobs film, which was just kind of 3 salient points of his life, whereas this felt like a much more overview of that story.
The South Park episode is a much better portrayal. You know, if you know, you know. Oh my God, it's gonna be a rat.
I can't wait for South Park to come back because I'm sure they're going to do an episode on Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Tribune like this, you know, that is going to be taken, and that's going to be exactly what it is. Him in that taxi leaning back. Yeah, they're gonna go wild with that one for sure.
Lance, if you'll indulge me, one show I just did want to pick up real quick, Jessica Jones.
Let's go.
That was good. That season is fucking a banger.
Everybody is always bashing on about Daredevil and Daredevil's great. I'm not going to take it. And Punisher is also great. But Jessica Jones' character is very, very interesting comic book character and played pretty much to perfection by Ritter here. What's her first name?
Kristen
Ritter.
Now,
and it's got a great villain, and I'm glad that I saw him in this first before I saw him in Doctor Who, or I would have never taken him seriously. But this is just a really good look back at what Netflix was just banging on these Marvel shows back in the day, and they were all really, really good and really well done, especially this one. And then they did a pretty mid crossover, but it was still interesting and fun enough to watch.
Yeah,
and
the Defenders wasn't all that. I thought Luke Cage was very good though.
Disney
as someone who despises anything to do with superheroes because I'm just superheroed out.
Yeah.
Tell me why I should watch this.
So this is kind of anti-superhero because she's this character that tried to be one, and then because she got very early on in her career taken over by a supervillain, she's got horrific alcoholism and PTSD, and so she parlays her abilities and becomes a private investigator, and just is very much anti-superhero. And then she links up with another guy who has abilities, and he's also very anti-superhero. And it's more of a noir mystery with this really David Tennant playing this great villain who can, manipulate. I mean, I know that mind control, Jedi mind trick, whatever you want to call it, is very prevalent in, stories like this, but at the same time, he makes it such a malevolent, horrible ability because the
Purple Man is
he gets you to do things.
He's nasty. He really is. It's
He
David
gets you to
Tennant,
do
as you've probably
things.
not seen him.
Come back, Jessica.
Yeah, as soon as you and it also shows like if you did had severe PTSD, and it doesn't do that because it's from 2015. It doesn't play trauma as a superpower. In fact, does the opposite. Says if you had PTSD and you had serious trauma and you had superpowers, this would be an extremely dangerous state of being, and it slowly unfurls as it goes on. You're like, why is she drinking and having so much sex, and why is she so violent, and why did and then it slowly unfurls. We see what this guy has done to her, and then you see the level of his abilities and his powers. Like he's not super strong or fast or any of those things, but he can just tell people what to do, and they're compelled to do it, even to harm themselves, and it makes him an extremely dangerous adversary. So well worth a watch. I've never seen seasons 2 and 3. So I'm actually, me and the girlfriend are going on this journey with this. I've been informed reliably that her character is gonna pop up in the next season of Born Again Daredevil. So I kind of wanted to get into this, and the girlfriend liked her in both Breaking Bad and the Orphan Black spinoff. So she wanted to see more of her, and I wanted to see, anything private detective stuff. I'm pretty much gonna gas for it. So
it's worth a watch. I mean, it's also pretty much self-contained as well, so you don't have to watch all the MCU crap to understand.
Oh, good.
No,
well, I wouldn't be. That would rule it out immediately for me, because I just
they make like a vague reference to like at this point in time, Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron has happened, and they make up like maybe a one-off reference, but it's very much just like a street crime thing. I mean, and the thing with her abilities, it only pops up in like little you'll actually forget that that she has them, and then every now and then then something occurs, and then she has to she'll use them.
Will I forget that it's set in the Marvel universe? Is that possible?
You will. Yeah, you will.
Excellent.
Forget.
Well, that sounds good.
Honestly, no, seriously, you kind of will, because it's not mentioning Spider-Man every 2 minutes or anything like that. You've got all these storylines like Carrie Ann Moss is a lawyer, and there's all sorts of interesting character lines.
Right? Is the whole thing on Netflix?
No,
it's not
I think
anymore.
it's now on Disney. Yeah, I think Netflix yeeted it. I think Disney bought it up, and I don't think you can actually get it on Netflix anymore. I mean, of course, I'm watching it.
That's absurd, even though it's a Netflix show.
Even though it's Netflix, Disney still on the character.
I've got Disney, so that's fine. David Tennant is in this, and I massively rate him.
He's the bad guy, and I mean bad guy.
Yeah, he steals every fucking scene.
He's probably the best bad guy ever put to TV show ever. I mean, I'd be hard pressed. Like if he's not the top, he's in the top 5 for sure. Especially of a genre type show. Like he's so overwhelmingly, and he thinks like so far ahead. Like you think, you watch her and you're like, oh man, she's so clever. Look how she figured that out. Look how she figured this out. Look what she did. And then it's like he's like 3 steps ahead of her, and she just walks into it, and you're just like, fuck. And even though she's got superpowers, you're really worried.
I mean, it's literally mind games in mind games in mind games. He's messing with her so much. Like, she drinks, like Toxic says, she drinks. She's self-destructive. All these ways, and it's all him. It's
Anna, have you seen this as well?
No, but that image was an extremely popular meme format in the latter half of the 2010s.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone's seen that.
Northern, have you seen this? Northern, have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen the first series, and the first series is probably still the best in my opinion. I think.
You've seen the first series, and it's still the best in my opinion. I haven't seen the other series, therefore I can't qualify that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I've not seen the 3rd season yet, but I'm hearing it's not that good. But
no, it's a step down.
Yeah, it's like David Tennant kind of makes the series as much as Ritter does, and without him, it does kind of fall down a little bit in season 2. But that first season was really fucking good, though. Is
she the daughter of John, the late John Ritter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I first took notice of her back on Veronica Mars. Was a show that I really enjoyed in the early 2000s, and she popped up on there. I never got into Breaking Bad. It was never really a show that did a whole lot for me. as far as that goes. Then she was in the Veronica Mars movie, and then it was like right after that she did this, and I thought it was pretty.
I think the
good.
last thing I saw in was
her
the
parents,
Sonic
her
3.
parents are Gary Ritter and Kathy Taylor, so she's not related to John Ritter according to this.
Oh, I thought she was. I thought she was John Ritter's daughter. I was so sure.
Well, yeah, guess not. I mean, I was going to say he was a very talented actor who sadly died very young, heart attack, wasn't it? Real sudden, totally unexpected. Yeah, that would have been kind of nice if she had been. But maybe she's a cousin or something. You know?
Maybe. Said she's a musician too, but I don't know anything about. Also, she's an author.
Right.
I didn't know she was an author.
I don't think I've seen her in anything recently, though.
Oh, the last thing, as I said, was Sonic 3. She played the head of the FBI unit.
Love and Death.
Yes, she was really forgettable in that as well, and it's a shame because she's a really talented actress.
She was in Love and Death with that other girl from the MCU playing the lady who killed their husband's wife or whatever. She was in that. She's value added whenever she pops up. You know, whenever she pops up, she was really, really great. I know no one has watched this but me, but with Vanderbeek passing away recently, she did.
Oh, don't trust the bitch department. Yeah, I've seen it. It's
she's really good in that. Like,
because she's a terrible person, but she's kind of fun to watch when she's terrible. She is.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying watching. I've watched nearly all of season 1 of Dawson's Creek now.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I wanted to watch it, and I don't think I ever saw all the episodes. I watched the show sort of on and off periodically. I saw most of the first season because I remember all of these episodes, and James Vanderbeek had a huge amount of dialogue in that show.
Oh yeah.
That was his. It wasn't his first role, but it was obviously the role that broke him through, as it were, put him in the public consciousness. And TV shows are shot on quite tight schedules. You don't have a lot of time to learn lines and shoot scenes and all the rest of it. And man, he did the heavy lifting in that show because his scenes were always very wordy because that's the way his character was written, because he always overthought everything. That was his main character.
That was the big argument that people had back in the day with that show. They'd be like, kids don't talk like this. I
know some kids that do, so I think that's
but every kid in the show though, Lance, would talk and have these long wordy huge vocabularies, and plus it lived in North Carolina where it's like first in flight, last in education. So it's not like
it was teen angst to the extreme, but I still thought it was a good show. Anna's archaeological facts of the week. Enchantress was a typical archaeological. Explain.
Agreed.
Anna, explain.
I will just say archaeologists don't tend to venture out solo into the middle of the rainforest to conduct one-woman archaeological digs where they then stumble across something supernatural and then spend the rest of their time hula hooping around.
Yeah. Terrible.
It's a team sport. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. More fascinating archaeological facts of the week next week. Fantastic stuff. Well, we're coming to the end, but we were talking about authors, so that seems like the perfect time to remind people that my book about 101 movies is now available on Amazon.com and Amazon.
I've read this book. I didn't know that was you. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Critical Drinker and I was like, maybe there'd be a lot of cool racism in this, and then no, it turned out it was actually about movies.
No, Silver Screen Journeys is a book about my time at the cinema and the films that I've seen during that time. And if you're in the UK and you want to buy a copy, there's the link. If you're in the US of A, just go on Amazon.com and search for the book and you'll find it. I've had quite a few reviews, including a few that have landed in the last couple of weeks.
I did a video review of this, Lance.
You did. Thank you very much. I very much appreciated it. And I'm still waiting for Critic Al to do his review.
You would be happy to know that your book
learn to read, and then I'll be all over it.
Your book sits firmly in the center of the hotel library, Lance, for tabletop books that we have here.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I need to finish it off. My Miskatonic University bookmark is in this one, and I need to stick it back out and finish it off. So yeah,
excellent. Okay.
once I've done
Also,
so, I'll review it.
my latest book, Back to Raving at 50, is of course also out, and that chronicles my journey back to dancing in the last few years. Oh, we lost.
He did say he wasn't feeling well, so he might have to disappear.
Oh, okay. I'm going to just take that an instant dash for the toilet has just occurred.
It could be the weather in America as well. Apparently, a lot of areas are getting teamed with snow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to fly yesterday from the East Coast to the west side of the US, and snow everywhere.
Yeah, damn. It's not too bad over here in England, though. It's surprisingly warm.
It's a nice day today. I was back in shorts.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Well, the good news is that the weather over here is getting warm, and tomorrow it's going to be 16 degrees in most parts of the UK.
That's a good temperature. That's fine. I don't want it in the
I will get my phone ready.
Back to Raving at 50 is now available on Amazon in both hardback. This is the hardback cover. Funny story. I was sitting in the pub after a rave the other day, and someone had a copy of this book and they were passing it around, and it landed on a table with the group of friends that are all on the left in this photograph. This guy in the white T-shirt and his mates, this guy in the blue T-shirt, this girl, they were all sitting on this table, and this book landed, and they're sort of looking at the book and they're going, hang on, that's us on the back. Absolutely bonkers moment. So yeah, because they had no idea. And
what's nice about that? Nobody's on their phones. Well,
no, they're not. Have you noticed that? Yeah, I think this one girl's holding.
Yeah,
one.
I think she might be. I wasn't sure, but like normally when you go to, especially when you go to metal concerts these days, it's unless you go to like a really old school one. If you go to a concert these days, it's just a sea of phones. It's horrible.
Oh, yeah, because you went to one just last week.
The great thing about
I did, yes, very good.
The great thing about raves, how you see, as opposed to metal concerts, is that people actually dance properly, and we all like to dance, and therefore not filming on our phones. So,
I suppose, yeah, you don't have your phones. Yeah,
people do film bits of it now and then, but for the most part, people are dancing most of the time.
I'll normally take a couple of photos, and that's I'm there to see the band and headbang like a loon. I'm not there to see the whole thing through a screen. That's not why I'm there.
Northern, what have you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I'm going to try and see if I can catch that Sam Rockwell movie. Was it Don't Die, Have Fun? I want to check it out because it does look really good. Looks really interesting. I'll try and get a review on that soon. And I'm currently editing my best live action Batman video. So I've got George Clooney and Patterson's Batman already edited. I'm going to try and get the rest done sometime before the end of the week if I can.
Starting with the worst ones, then I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably get to the weakest one.
Before we finish, we must mention Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
I was about to say you gotta mention Danny Webb.
Well, we'll save the best till
no spoilers. I haven't seen it.
Orphan Black. We've talked about that on this channel, but not today. So Night of the Seven Kingdoms, 6 episodes, nice, very concentric story, very character driven. It felt very real in terms of the world that's been set up, Westeros, the types of people that were there, the way they looked, etc. All fitted really well with the established lore. It was great. It was great until the closing credits of episode 6. What
you don't like jazz? Or wait, no, that was 16 tons.
I do like jazz, but what the fuck was up with that song? That song
has
no relevance.
Also, spoilers for the music.
It's an amazing song, but and I've seen it. It's been played on the end of like prison movies, and where people are out on prison gangs and stuff like that. And you can sort of interpret the lyrics to mean, yeah, you do the same shit. And it doesn't matter what happens, the consequences for you are the same. They're always bad, if that's what they were trying to do.
But it takes you out of the moment, I imagine.
It completely takes you out of the moment. Yeah. This is a fantasy series with no modern gimmicks. I mean, there's some cool photography and stuff like that, but it was all very It was all very basic and in the world. And what I wanted to hear was a really emotional score at the end of a very emotional episode. The episode was entirely character driven. There was no action in it at all. It was all dialogue, and it was really good. And then suddenly I've got this stupid fucking song on the end that, it just took me out of it completely. And do you know what? I could picture some executive twat sitting around in a meeting room going, let's put this on. It's going to be really good. It'll be like an allegory for the story. Oh, fuck off with you. Fuck off. That was
Starfleet Atrocities. Starfleet Atrocities just full of pop music all the time. Like,
if that's your biggest gripe, though, it's the easiest thing to just not watch the end credits of the last episode.
Or it's even easier for me to go into the edit suite and put on the end music from
it deserves.
I'll put the end music from Troll by James Horner on the end of A Night of Seven Kingdoms, and then it'll be perfect. So
this is what AI will do in the future. It'll be like, I don't like the score of this film. AI, redo this score as if it was John Williams or as if it was Basil Poledouris, and it'll go.
I'm gonna grab those 6 episodes and I'm gonna edit them into a seamless feature film with just one set of credits at the end, which will have appropriate music. Because I reckon that's actually a really good feature film. That because it's 6 30-minute episodes, right?
What did you think of the combat sequences? Without any spoilers.
No, I loved them. Thought the combat was really well handled. It was quite original. It was really interesting reading an interview with the DOP where the only reason that there was all that mist in the combat scene was because they didn't have all the crowd extras for more than, I think it was a day or 2 days. So all the shots where you've got the group people watching the tournament, that was all shot in like a day and a half because, of course, big numbers of extras means you've got to feed them, which costs a lot of money because it's a huge catering cost, and you've got to transport them to the location and all the rest of it. And so when they came to actually film the battle sequences, which you'll notice are all shot in one direction, which is up the field, they didn't have the extras. So they were like, okay, we're going to douse it with mist, like it's taking place in the morning, there's going to be lots of mist, and that way it won't matter, you won't be able to see the people who are supposed to be watching it all over the place, and that's why it's all misty. It was an aesthetic choice in order to cover up the fact that they had no extras, and it totally works.
Yeah, sometimes
that's what they used to do in the day, isn't it? Back in the day, you made those choices, you made those compromises.
Yeah, when you've got a tight budget, it forces you to be creative, and sometimes those creative choices are the best choices that are made for a show.
Corman made a career out of it, didn't it?
I do hope that they are allotted more budget next season because they deserve all of it. And
that's jousting in England, Dark, not jousting in Westeros, where it was very, very violent.
But yeah, the jousts maybe were a little violent, but I liked seeing how much of it was practical and, how much of it was good horsemen. And maybe I've never mentioned this, but I actually, for the last few years, have been doing HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts. I'm no Shadiversity or anything, but I started doing German longsword in grad school. And so I really enjoyed seeing, without any spoilers for the 5th episode, but the combat in that was just, I don't do harness fencing where you're in full armor, although we wear protective gear, of course. We've got really heavy gloves on, and I dragged them over to prove that. I have a couple of steels in a lacrosse bag. So, I actually do fence with German longswords.
We're going to enlarge you, Anna, so we can see.
Just yet another reminder, never upset Anna.
But you do get so tired fencing like this, and just watching how quickly the fight combat, you can learn all of the the fancy walking mire moves from the manuals, and you can try a lot of it, but eventually it will devolve to 2 exhausted men just wrestling in the mud. And my teammates don't hold back, and you'll come with amazing bruises, even though you're wearing, we wear sport protective padding. We've got padded jackets, we've got gloves, we've got masks, we've got gorgets to protect our necks, of course. And you still will get really hurt, and you'll get really tired. And one thing I quite liked no mention of, you know, who may or may not have made it through the fight that everything was building up, but was just how beat up and limping and pathetic everyone was afterwards. No one was just taking stab wounds and walking it off. There were real consequences to everyone fighting, you know, with sharps, with live steel, and just really getting hurt. And I really enjoyed seeing that, you know, how quickly people got tired, how quickly people just kind of gave up, and kind of the lulls and the highs between different engagements that you're going to have.
One thing that did confuse me a bit was at one point when is he named? It's the role that Sam Spruell plays, and I've met Sam Spruell, by the way, wonderful guy, amazing actor. He actually got put forward for my film when Jason wasn't available, and he plays Micah or Maka or the king.
Makar.
Makar, is it Makar, right?
Yes.
And at one point he said, this is the only son I have left, or something. And
careful now.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away. And then I was very confused later when I saw a certain bruised and battered character on a horse marching out of the kingdom, because I thought that guy had died from his wounds, and that was the point of that line. And he, of course, he may still die from his wounds, because it's very obvious that he's not in good health when he's heading out there. Yeah, it was great though. It's a show with very few faults, and the faults that it's got are not major, apart from that fucking music at the end of episode 2.
2 out of 10 because of the music.
Yeah, well, I mean that episode would be a 9 for me, but with that music, it's an 8. But with James Horner Kroll on the end, it's 10.
Yeah. They did that with Star Wars Acolyte as well, didn't they? They
had a couple inappropriate songs.
Yeah,
really
some kind of weird pop music
that you would never put in a Star Wars universe ever. It's just not appropriate to put that kind of music in the Star Wars.
Rings of Power season 2 had one as well. There was that rock song that Bear McCreary had just made. He made a metal. It was a metal song that he just made with his friends. That was for the non-character Damrod the Hill Troll, who shows up, throws a couple things around, and then just dies. And Bear McCreary is such a weird one as a filmmaker, or as a composer, because he's done. Sorry, he's not a filmmaker. He's done some really good stuff, but he just takes on some projects, and you can tell he's not enthusiastic, or he's just messing around. And you're like, how can the guy who did the God of War soundtracks, which are really good, he just doesn't care some of the time. And it was just one of those where you're like, why is this at the end of this episode? The episode was already terrible and didn't land, but why this song? Why this character who's not even a character? Anyway, there have been a number of cases like that, and someone should do a video bringing in some of these examples and being like, why weird non-diegetic music, when it can work and when it's just absolutely takes you out of the moment in a show.
Yeah,
I mean, as you say, there's moments that can work in a film. You can have different genres to, get different feelings over. But when you're doing something that is so tied down to an IP, and you have got this futuristic world, this space fantasy, even when John Williams came up with the Cantina music, he was like, this got to sound alien. This has got to sound different. Totally memorable. Anybody can hum the Cantina music, but it doesn't sound like generic pop music. It might take elements here and there, but it doesn't sound like it. And that's the important thing. And now I swear it is literally like, this artist has got a track out and they'll let us use it for free, and we'll promote it, and they'll probably end up paying us, and it will use that for some of our funky Hollywood accounting, and we'll just do that. They don't care about the verisimilitude of the actual show. They don't care if it takes you out of the moment. That's just what they feel they do. And it's a shame. It was almost like Battlestar Galactica when All Along the Watchtower shows up, and you're like, what? This is Jimi Hendrix isn't supposed to exist in this universe. And what Bear McCreary did, because it was Bear McCreary, he made a very different version of it.
All of those decisions just really underscored how poor the creative teams were led on those productions. And I'm sorry, but there's just no excuse for it. It's absolute rubbish.
Yeah, it's just like, again, Starfleet Academy. It's every single, I think I said in my last review, I think every single episode of this series has had some misfitting pop music slapped into it.
Well, you'll notice that I decided not to discuss Starfleet Academy, because you're doing
wisely
such a good job. Doing such a good job with that. if you want to see the latest video of Critical going through extreme pain, more so than even when one of his spiders dies, watch his Starfleet Academy reviews.
I do a good impression of Mongolian throat singing in my latest video because I was so bored. It's just me going,
Rudy meets.
Is that show over yet, or is there one more episode?
Oh, I wish there was one more episode. There's 4 more episodes. Oh no! Sorry,
and there's another season coming, right?
It might be
they've
3,
already
actually.
filmed it.
Three more episodes, and another season just got filmed because they filmed them back to back because they knew this is getting shit canned, and this is the end of, with any luck, Kurtzman. So there might be another season to endure.
That's got to have been.
I'm so sorry.
It's free.
It brings many subs to your channel.
That's got to have been some kind of financial tax dodge. That whole reshooting 2 seasons at the same time.
I imagine. I mean, for one thing, you're going to be able to just keep all the step dressings and everything in the same place. Just film that all again without having to put it away and put it back and get the actors to go away and come back and all that kind of stuff. But also, I think it's because he knew it was the only way he's going to get a second season.
Yeah, I'm not against that kind of decision. Normally, that's really the way you should do it. It's the economical way.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to the type of music we should have had at the end of episode, it should have sounded like this.
Also known as the soundtrack to the Wrath of Khan. Because he used the same bloody soundtrack.
I'm so going to get copyright flagged for that.
I think Kroll was first, though, wasn't it? Wasn't Kroll was first? And then he was like, I need a Star Trek for sound. I need a score for soundtrack. I'll just reuse bits of the Kroll one. Or was Kroll after the Khan?
Kroll was reused where?
So the Star Trek The Wrath of Khan and the soundtrack to Kroll are almost the same soundtrack.
They're very similar in places, yeah.
Yeah, and it's well known that James Horner reused it because he didn't have time to come up with a whole
James Horner was quite common for using unused tracks from one score, and he would use them in another. If you listen to the score for Enemy at the Gates, which is the sniper film with Jude Law, which I actually rewatched recently as part of my I'm going to do a massive Super Stalingrad movie cut from 7 films about Stalingrad, like I did with The Bridge Too Far. I
was about to say, isn't famously one of James Horner's tracks from Aliens was used in Die Hard? It was.
That's right. At the end when the guy bursts out of the bag, it is.
During the fight with Carl.
It's actually a different version of one of the same tracks. So, because he would do 2 or 3 versions of the same track, and it's one of the unused versions of the track when they're escaping from the nuclear destruction on the planet. It's that same track when Al pulls out his gun and shoots the guy as he's bursting out the body bag. That's the only scene in the film Die Hard that I don't really like. I thought there was just one bit too many. We didn't really. But I suppose you need.
I suppose it's because he was talking about how he used his gun earlier. He didn't want to.
It's the arc of the police. He gets his arc.
Exactly. Yeah, it's his arc. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of composers out there where their work does sound very similar. Alan Silvestri was another.
I think his arc would have been better served if they'd driven the ambulance, which, by the way, didn't actually fit in the lorry because they forgot about that plot point. They forgot to put it in the back when they all come out of the lorry at the beginning. If you look, you can see the ambulance isn't in there. They forgot to put it in, and then so that was all part of it, right? Yeah, it wasn't actually in those sequences. That's why that shot has to be cut quite quickly. But I think it would have been better if the ambulance had actually got past the chauffeur guy with some of the terrorists in it, or one of the terrorists in it, and then he pulls out the gun as it's bursting out, realizing that the guy in it is not a medic or something. But
I always wondered why the police just let John and Holly leave, because they would not be allowed to just go home.
Yeah, no way they take any statements. Thanks, guys.
I watched it. It was the Christmas Eve movie that my parents decided to watch because my dad hadn't seen it in ages and my mom had never seen it, and so the whole time my parents were, because they knew about the is it a Christmas movie, and it's very definitely, like, all throughout the film they kept being like, yeah, how can this even be an argument? How could anyone say that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie?
Die Hard
the Christmasness is integral to the story. It's built in.
Yeah. It's not just a film set at Christmas. They talk about Christmas a lot.
There are 2 people Ones who think I Had is a Christmas movie, and others who are wrong.
Yeah, that's, that's exactly right.
Yippee-ki-yay.
No, if elements of the plot happen because it's Christmas,
Mm.
it's a Christmas movie. It has to be.
It's about a guy trying to reunite with his family on Christmas. Come on.
Well
That's a
done,
great-
David. David Macy, actor, just got a role. Well done.
Nice.
Do you get to ride a horse on this one?
I don't know, David. Do you get to ride a horse? If so, Anna wants pictures of the horse.
He
not you.
is the horse.
So Anna is our resident expert on horses in movies. There are horses in.
No. David has ridden horses for films before. He says he's he's done stunt falls as well too.
Okay, interesting. I wasn't aware you were aware of his CV history. Yeah, but there are horses in Krull. So I don't know if you know about the horses in Krull, but
And the best weapon of all time.
the glaive.
I love it.
Guess I got to see it.
Yeah, I've got the soundtrack to Krull on vinyl.
Krull's a good watch. Krull's a good watch. Good film.
Yeah,
It's
it's a good fun film. It was the best. It was one of the best fantasy sort of straight up fantasy movies of that period that we got. Although I still love The Sword and the Sorcerer. That's definitely one of my faves. But yeah, okay. Yeah, it's the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah, a 9 out of 10 for that show overall from me. Northern, have you seen the whole thing?
I've not caught this episode just yet, though, but I'm going to try and watch it later tomorrow. But so far, I have been really liking this show. I have.
Yeah. Great.
I think I already got my thoughts out on the last episode anyway, though. But
they're going to film, I believe they're going to film season 2. I mean, I think they've already started pre-production.
They've already started because it's going to release next year, probably the beginning of next year, around the same
That's good.
time.
If they can get them churned out quickly while it's still in the zeitgeist.
Good.
House of Dragons
Even
been
though-
gone nearly 3 years.
They'll have to stop after 3 years because that's just too short of a time frame for George to write 107 pages.
If it's the adventures of Sir Dunk and each season's like a sort of self-contained little narrative with him.
And I've read all the novellas and I like them all. I think we've got like really good stuff coming, which is what everyone says, but take my word for it.
Now I've got some good news where Night of the Seven Kingdoms is concerned.
Are we having
Because
Danny Webb on? Have you
we
gotten in
are.
touch with him?
I have, and he's agreed to come back. So Danny Webb, who plays Sir Arlen of Pennytree, who there is an interview with Danny on my channel already. He's one of my early interviews. I think he's in the first 20. We talk a lot about his role in Alien 3. We talk a lot about his television work and other movies. And he's done a fair bit of theatre recently. And this is, I kept saying to him, and I think I even said to him when he came on before, pretty sure on that interview I say, Danny, you've got to get seen for Game of Thrones, because it was probably on about season 5 maybe when he came on. Certainly it was certainly still going, I think. And of course House of Dragon was happening. And Jason Flemyng got offered a role on this. I can't say what role it was on air. I will tell you when we guys go off air, but he got offered a role. And the reason he didn't do that role was because he took his kids to make Lord of the Flies in Malaysia.
Oh, wow.
But he turned down a part which would have paid him very well, so that his kids could do Lord of the Flies, which didn't pay as well. But I think that says a lot about Jason as a father, doesn't it? But he was offered a role on this, not Danny's part, he really wanted to do it because he loved the script and thought it was great, but he was like, no, I'm gonna have to say no. So anyway, so Danny's going to come on. He's going to come on as soon as he can. We just need to work out if. Because he lives in Cornwall, he's a massive surfer, and we just need to work out if he's able to get the connection with StreamYard down there. Because
there's good surfing in Cornwall.
That's the only surfing in the UK. Actually,
It really is.
I guess when your choices are sparse.
Yeah, you don't want to go surfing off Skegness, trust me.
No, but yeah, Polsey, round Polsey, and also round Newquay is where you get most of it. Yeah, I've seen him. It's a surf competition there every year as well, and he's got a little cottage down there now, and that's where he's spending his days. So I'm due to go down and stay with him at some point. It's a proper ball ache to get to. It's quite far. But Danny Webb will be back on the Outcast Creative channel soon, specifically to talk about Sir Arlen of Penetree and how no makeup was required for the role and so forth. So we look forward to inviting him back. Exactly. That's exactly what I said when I asked him that question.
Well, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved that although the show essentially opens with his character dying, he has a presence through all 6 episodes, and it's shown how this man has influenced our main character and Dunk all the way through. And he just, for anyone who hasn't gotten to the end of it, he's got some fantastic scenes in episodes 5 and 6. So
yeah,
look forward to it.
I really liked the
this
way
is not second screen viewing. Like, get some time to sit down and watch these episodes. They're short. You'll love them.
I love the way they brought him back, actually. That was really clever. And it was good that we didn't see those clips earlier, because it's sort of, you were sort of left thinking, why does he really look up to this guy? And then you find out why. And
the character of Sir Arlen is given a lot more in this film than he is in the novella. Although, I mean, like, his influence on Dunk is mentioned throughout, and all of the characterization that's been added by the scriptwriters is all really, really excellent. None of it contradicts what we get in the novellas, but all of it informs the character of Dunk so well. I think it's really good writing.
Fantastic. So we're coming up to the end of February now. I can't believe we're nearly at the end of February.
It's flying by.
I know, but that's good news, because it means that spring will soon be upon us. Now, I've got in addition to Danny Webb coming back on, which will be as soon as he's available, as soon as we can get him on, and it might be quite short notice, so keep an eye on the channel. But we've got 2 industry interviews already scheduled. I have got DJ Sayer, who's a music producer and a radio presenter. She's coming on. She's wicked, man. She's also part Scandinavian, so of course technically she's related to myself and Anna by various trees which we've traced via Danny Webb, of course. So she's going to be a great guest. And then I've also got Dean Zone, who's another DJ, but he's mainly from the world of trance and hard trance, so a completely different genre of music. He's also a producer. Very, very busy boy. He's also coming on. So that's going to be 2 great interviews. Plus, with Danny Webb coming back, I've got a couple more actors lined up as well. So there'll be plenty of other people from the film and TV industry coming up in 2026. Fantastic. Yeah, and we should give him a shout out, shouldn't we? Dexter Soul Hansel, captivating performance as Egg. He's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
He won't be short of work now.
No,
not because he nearly outacts all the veteran actors on there.
And none of those actors are slouches at all.
I like the way when we do this, Anna, it makes it look like you're sitting in like a large green bowl with a sort of plant.
Oh, I see.
The
hair connects in.
Yeah, you're like sitting in this sort of tree. Birds, like in a bird's nest. Oh, that's great. All right. Well, listen, this has been a wicked stream. We've had lots of people watching, which has been fantastic. We've had a couple of new people in the chat, so welcome to the channel. Do subscribe, spread the word. Don't forget, if you are a creative person, it doesn't matter what level you're at. You might be a stand-up comedian, you might be a board games designer with something on Kickstarter, you could be doing a comic, you may be a DJ, you might be a music producer, actor, writer, director, cinematographer. Whatever job you work at in the creative genre of industries, of which there are many, we're always interested in promoting your work and having you come on the channel. So get in touch with me via the Outcast Creative Facebook page, or you can contact me on Twitter via Lance Nielsen WD. I'm found there, and I'll see if I can get you on. As long as you've got something to talk about that we think is going to be interesting, then yeah, I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. That's it from us this week. We'll be back with the Nielsen ratings at the same time next Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and then my first industry interview is scheduled for the 4th of March at 8 p.m. UK time. Thanks to everybody in the chat. You've been absolutely fantastic tonight. It's been a really good show. It's been a lot of fun, and we covered like absolutely loads of stuff. So yeah, we'll be back again real soon, and I think I may well do that to the fat on Robert Carradine. So look out for that. And anyone that wants to take part in that, who's a big Robert Carradine fan, whether you're a YouTuber or not, get in touch with me, and I might get you on the panel. Till then, that's all from myself, Al, Northern Bastard, and Anna. We'll speak to you all again real soon.
Easy.
Bye.